Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
That's.
Hold on. We don't have nearly enough advertisements around. Let's go to this one instead.
Oh God, not the spit again.
No, that's not the correct one. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That's not the correct one either. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, what kind of gag in our bit are you doing right now?
You remember.
The gag with all the advertisements of our different game logos.
No, I thought that was just a new game.
Yeah. It's a new game. I'm here to advertise for it. But it has the Kingdom Hearts logo there though, so we can use it as. Hold on, let me make the Kingdom Hearts logo a little bit bigger. That way people know what we're playing today. There we go. Perfect. Hold on, I need to add. Hold on, I need to come over here really quick. I'm gonna grab Anthony real quick.
Why is Muna so big?
There we are, and then we'll go back. Perfect.
I'm big because I'm
There we go.
good.
There we go. There we go. There's a Gilgamesh in there.
Hey, baby.
Hey, we did it.
With Gilgamesh in the middle, anything's possible.
Perfect.
Why they hit her with the growth ray?
But yeah, hello everybody. We're here to play some Kingdom Hearts today. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't, who knows. Lots of cool things happened last time. Lots of things ended up at the end of things last time. We are set to potentially have a bit of a chill day of people going off and finding their wheels and deals, and maybe going off to some places that they have access to find some new things. If certain things happen, we'll see what goes down and how quickly everything's gonna fall apart. But hey, you never know. Maybe everything will work out. Maybe things will be perfectly fine. They never are.
Things working out in this game? No way.
We're gonna
make them work.
Aww.
By the way, last month, a decent number of monies was given to me. So we are going to be doing the thing where we give things over to the players at the end of the month, depending on what the number of donations were. So I am going to be giving every player in this game, because we haven't given these out as rewards for a while for this game. I'm going to be giving everybody in this game one fate token, otherwise known as a karma token. There you go. I'm also going to be giving everybody here, where I know we have one somewhere. There it is. I'm also going to be giving everybody's 3 reroll tokens.
Yeah. Yay.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Reroll token. A reroll token for me.
You don't get any anymore.
No more rerolls.
Token. A reroll token for everyone else.
They don't get them anymore. I'm not getting any rewards anymore.
Aww.
Nobody gets rewards.
Is this what they meant by the rules of nature?
I'm gonna roll a dice over here. FOMO, can you be over here for a second just so you can stare at it for me to make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong?
So where are you?
Because I will promise you, last time I did cheat.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just forgot to tell you afterward.
God,
You're so mean to me. All right, let's see it.
All right, we're rolling this one.
Yeah.
If it's a 3, you know what happens.
What kind of fucking twisted murder games do you have?
It's a 2. Muna, what happened last time?
Are you saying I'm shit?
Yeah, you're number 2.
All right. Well, last time.
I believe in you.
Okay, just making sure. Last time it did start with us in. No, we ended combat the game before that, didn't we? Hold on.
You're correct.
It was right after combat.
Okay, that's 2 games ago. Okay. So last time. Oh, we went back. I do remember that.
Way later.
Wait, no.
Emerald, what happened last time?
I like the idea that Muna has a non-Euclidean view of time.
Emerald, what happened last time?
So last time we started back in the guillotine chamber, as the team.
Okay, we were at the guillotine chamber. Fuck.
Can you keep going with that, or do you want me to keep going? Lil.
Okay, we were at the guillotine chamber.
Mm-hmm.
This was the aftermath of everything. So this is after Gilgamesh saw a woman for the first time. Rude. Anyway,
It's okay, I will laugh for you.
so Gilgamesh saw this woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Emerald, what happened? No more interruptions.
We
Emerald.
noticed that well, they noticed that the water was continuing to rise in this place, and they're trying to figure out how the fuck to get out, and they were trying to use the door and different kinds of magic to open the door, but nothing was specifically working, while the woman who could do something was asleep because of exhaustion and all kinds of bullshit happening to her. He comes running up to the door, and he notices that it's getting much deeper water. That's not good. And they keep trying to figure out, okay, what can we do? What can we do? When we use various magics on Whisper, and eventually one of the healing ones finally got her to wake up, and she very weakly was able to make the door just disappear, as with a bunch of bats.
We need some more interesting music for it.
Thank you.
Come at me again, Atlas. Anyway, keep going.
We had some back and forth about a lot of the bullshit with going on with Whisper. It's pretty funny, not gonna lie. But we're also in a huge rush because we don't want this place to fucking drown. And we also got to get outside to, help our friends who are battling a fucking dark side. It's great. We love it. We get through various means. We get back into the main room and we get up to the ball. And we're like, come on, do something. You gotta do the thing. Come on, Whisper. We rub Whisper against the ball. Do something. Activate. Eventually, we remember that we can activate these lighthouse beacons, or whatever the fuck the right terminology is. Lighthouse beacon. I don't know which one it is for specifically the.
Don't worry,
These
just
are
keep going,
technically
just keep going.
these are technically the containers for beacons. There is a beacon like object that goes inside of it, more like the light bulb you would think, and then the outer thing is like its shell.
Okay.
Whenever a beacon is not lit, that needs you guys to put magic into it in order to light it.
We need, as far as we understand of this whole mechanic, we need 4 different types of magic to go into it in order to activate it, which unfortunately for he's out of magic, but thankfully everyone has different spells that they can put into it, and we were all able to activate the beacon. Whisper was able to use the power of the beacon in order to reshape the whole castle, stop it from sinking, and in the most simplest way possible, just fill the space with stone and dirt so all the water is forced out of it, flooding the forest.
Nice.
And also closing up the way to the I mean, is it closing up or is it changing where this hole went? Because from what we understood before, this is supposed to go to the under forest. But now, because of its becoming an active beacon, it seems to have changed into a tunnel to go to our base.
Because it's much higher now.
It's much higher now. We are now sitting higher up on the rock, and everything's great. Everything's perfect. We don't have to worry about the ecosystem we just destroyed with a flood of water. It would happen no matter what we did. Maybe.
You aren't the ones that caused the water.
Yeah, we were just having to force it out. It's not our fault. It's fucking fuckface McGee over here. From there, a little bit of a tiny note that will come back up later also. As we were leaving the one room, Maki was apparently there. The wild mage that Gilgamesh is like, hey, that's my wild mage. But then she disappeared in the crashing waves. Very mysterious and ominous. So now that with our bases connected, we go outside and we see that because we activated the beacon, we were able to destroy the dark side as all of our friends were out there fighting those Heartless. They're doing a really good job too. It seems like all the training has been paying off, especially for Prescott. Good for him. I'm very happy that he's gotten stronger.
Prescott's getting brought up to these two, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Boya and Ragna were definitely more focusing on Prescott than they were themselves.
Yeah. Honestly,
Let's go, baby. Prescott training arc.
Honestly, I hope he becomes the strongest among us. But anyway, we reconnected with all of our friends in, well, not all of our friends. We reconnect with Michelle. As, you know, we've activated another beacon in relatively short time for him. And shit's going wild in here, apparently. He's yelling, it's just a whole bunch of magic getting thrown around. Books are being destroyed. This whole section here, fucking gone. No more books, they're gone.
No more One
They're outta
Piece.
here.
Got rid of One Piece.
One Piece is gone. The entire million chapter
Absorbed it
volumes
all.
of One Piece is gone.
Absorbed all of One Piece.
The only
see-
person who knows how One Piece ends.
You see, in one of these worlds, Oda came to Cherish, and he was able to get eternal life, so he was able to keep One Piece going in this world much longer. This was the One Piece section. But yes, Michelle is able to, as we are defending ourselves from the magic that's coming off of this place, we're like very concerned about our friend. Michelle eventually is able to overcome the storm essentially, and it comes in to our view as like a weird. He's there. We see a shape. We see a figure. We see a person. It's kind of like he's kind of faded as a person, which is weird. I don't know how to properly describe it, but he has a figure. He can walk. He can touch. He can touch his tongue. Apparently, he has a tongue now.
Yeah, he's got a tongue. Why wouldn't he?
Exactly. And now
What, would you
like,
want him to not have a tongue?
Believe me, he's gonna need that tongue. Because we decided that we were gonna have a feast here, obviously. But we get to talking with Michelle. We try to bring him up to speed as well as we can about certain things. Hibiki also is like, hey man, I don't know if this is true, but it's something to consider because the fucking Doctor has to try to trick us with an illusion of Akron, and has been fooling Whisper with it for years now. It's potentially possible that who put you in here might not have been Akron, or potentially Akron being used by Dr. Hestes. There's that idea floating around, and I know that's not what you're going for, man. You've been really like, a lot of your attention's been focused on how much you hate Akron, and I'm like, we'll work together in
But
case
we
it
like
ends
him.
up being the case.
We like him though.
We kind of like him though. We like him more than obvious Dr. Hestes. We kind of want to just solve these. We want to help rekindle these relationships with people because we think that, you know, it's probably a good thing to do. Y'all all seem like good people at your hearts, and we're just like, fuck, man, we just want to help. But but in the case that something does happen and Akron is like not cool about all this, we will in fact call for your aid just in case.
What if he just sucks ass? What are we gonna do?
And we will use Michelle will use his power to erase him, I guess. I don't know what he plans on doing.
You fucking erase him?
Strike him
know,
down
man.
with fucking moonlight.
Yeah, with Moonlight.
I
By the way, we got Moonlight power from him. I want him to appear as like a magical girl transformation now because
there
he
he
gets
is.
that. But yes, he unleashed Moonlight in a specific spot on the map, which is a pirate cove where we could get stuff and things for the ship that we're trying to prepare. Which is where we will be hopefully going next when we decide to finally leave this place after whatever preparations and stuff we're about to make today. We have a lot of options of where we can go for more stuff and lighthouses and all that. It's very much like we don't know what exactly to specifically do, but we need that ship fixed if we want to do anything else. that isn't going to take us like weeks of travel.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And we decided that, you know, with everything that's been going on, we decided that, you know what? Let's throw together a feast. We kind of deserve it. We've done a lot to help the people so far. We've destroyed a bunch of big heartless. We've rescued people. We've saved lives. We've gotten Michel to the point that he is no longer bound to this one spot. He can move around. He seems not to be in pain at the moment. It could just be him being numb to it at this moment or whatever, but I think that's a pretty big accomplishment that we've
Could
been
be
able
the
to get into
adrenaline,
this
yeah.
far. With the adrenaline, yeah. But we'll find out soon if he just starts yelling in the middle of enjoying a nice steak or whatever the fuck
This
we
is
find.
perfect. Ah! Screeching.
Incoherent screeching as it's worse.
This is so much worse.
And as we're, you know, we went out, we got things and stuff for this feast, and we were outside the main gate, having gathered all the people inside, and somebody approaches. It's Maki, and Maki came back. Much sooner than any of us ever thought she would after that mysterious disappearance. She might be a little bit of an edgelord, and we're fine with it. And now she's here to enjoy the feast with us, and hopefully answer all of Gilgamesh's questions, even though he may not like the answers to them.
Oh, it's not May. She was like, you
Will
won't.
not like the answers to them.
You won't like them.
And that is everything that I specifically can remember that happened last time.
That was good. That was real good. Good job. Good job. I will. With that, you know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna give you. I don't know. You guys don't have any spalations. I'll give you some spalations.
Yay! Also, we gotta
as a
do our
treat.
upgrades
As a
soon.
treat. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen today. Don't you worry.
Hell yeah.
As soon as I find out where the spalations are, I usually have you guys spalations to give. Where did I set all those? Are they dead? They might be dead. That might be why you guys don't have any spalations. Well, I can't give you spalations. I don't know where they're at. So instead, take some hero tokens.
Yay!
Bloop, bloop, bloop. There you go. But yes, thank you very much. We now come back with all of you guys currently outside of this place after gathering as many people as you can. The inside, from what you guys remember, is currently bustling with people either making or eating food. As you guys are getting yourselves ready, you guys decided to come out here for some reason or another. Oddly enough, there wasn't really anything for you guys to do out here whenever you guys decided to come out here. But you did either way. As you did, Gilgamesh, you had some, what the fuck? Who did it?
What?
Oops.
What happened? Oh.
I'm waiting for my art.
Use right click.
Just make sure don't touch the L key. Use the forbidden key.
I'll get the thing that you gave me for the other room and put it in here between games. I'll put it in the
This room is held by strings, dude.
As they had said to you that they could answer questions for you. You are not gonna like the answer. You guys started bringing them back over here. Maki said hi to the people that they don't know that they just saved the lives of. And currently you guys are still outside. At this point, you guys can either decide to go in, talk to Maki here while you guys are all together and alone from everybody else, or wait until afterwards to talk to Maki. What do you guys want to do?
Well, you have to talk to Maki. That's someone that you know, right?
Technically, there are several people in this building that I know.
I would
Oh,
hope so.
come on, Gilgamesh.
Mm.
It doesn't seem you had a bad relationship, so, you know.
It's always good to bring back a new friend.
Mm.
Well, you're mortal enemies. It's basically a friend for you.
I don't think that he would consider me a friend.
He is not my enemy.
That's basically a friend by your standards, Gilgamesh.
Yeah, it's basically a friend.
See, the council agrees.
They're kind of friend to me.
He's the reason I'm like this.
Oh.
Nods.
Then maybe you need a more private talk. Sorrel, do you want to show me how to make a cheesecake?
Oh, well, I absorbed physically none of that information, but I can try again.
Yes. Hibiki,
Do
you want to
them,
make a cheesecake
Do you want
too?
them to make their way out, Gilgamesh, or do you want them to be here while you ask her questions?
Go learn about cheesecakes.
I believe they're called cheesecakes, not cheesecake. I think the cakes have cheese on them quite. I think it's. I didn't absorb everything, but I will let you know, Gilgamesh.
Drag Sorrel from the ear. They know.
Oh!
I need to actually take this real quick. I go to them.
Okay, alright, good luck with that. Ow! Ow!
Hey,
Ow! Ow!
sorry to pull your ear. It's just.
You literally can't drag me, Moon. I'm just doing this because I think it's kind of funny.
You don't have to remind me.
You literally can't do this. I'm far too powerful.
My power is greater than yours.
Oh, man.
So it looks like we need to preheat the oven and prep the pan. So let's
my
get the
God.
oven.
We don't have to worry about this. I literally can't go to you guys without knowing what happens here.
I know.
So we can sit here for a minute.
Well, let's enjoy the calm breeze of time slowing to a halt.
I need to know if anything volatile happens. You see,
Volatile!
So
that's why I was sitting here like. Are you guys sure you want to leave?
Gilgamesh, your friend is back. Why are you hitting her with hammers?
A speeder to death. That speeder to death with hammer.
Why must we beat her to death with hammers? I thought we could have love. What about love?
Sorrel, they might have been part of the monarchy. We don't know the full story.
But we've
And
discovered
that
that
means
if
they
you're in the
deserve
monarchy,
to
you can change.
die.
Look, if Gilgamesh needed revenge from someone in their world, I think they have the right to beat them with hammers. I'm going to do the same if I find anyone in my world.
They probably are part of the monarchy, which means they have to die. Aren't I the son of the king of this world, Muna?
All right, I'm back. I'm terribly sorry about
No,
that.
don't worry about it.
It's like, what? I think I'm technically royalty.
That was.
I mean, I'm technically royalty too. Doesn't mean I can't be an anarchist.
Doesn't mean I can't be mad.
Be a hypocrite.
I think that's a prerequisite to be royalty.
No,
Anyway,
no,
that was
you're
family,
saying
so
it
sorry
wrong.
about that.
No, you're
You're
fine.
saying
You're
it
fine.
wrong, Sorrel.
I could not pick up that phone.
You're
For that,
you're perfectly fine.
Perfect timing. Anyway,
As you send everybody away, and as the others make their way away from you, you do find that Maki, looking about this place, seems to somewhat stumble about the area, just very slightly away from you, looking at the other areas of interest of this place. As she does, she looks back. This place is getting more, don't you think?
we have ignited several lighthouses.
It feels a lot fuller than it did even just an hour ago.
Maybe more people are under the barrier now.
I don't know much about this barrier, but I don't know, the world feels fresher for it. Maybe it's just because I'm used to a world with more magic, but
It seems less hollow, yes. It's still not home.
There is not another place like that place. It is truly a wonder.
Of course it was. We were in it.
It is a wonder. They turn to you.
What do you know?
I know that it still lives.
Ah,
Through the grace of the wild magic.
Grace.
If it wasn't for the wild magic, that world would be gone. But currently, it still stands as strong as ever. Not without sacrifice, but
What kind of sacrifice? Where are they? Do you know?
who?
Deceit and blood, where are they?
Home.
Alive? Or sacrificed?
If it were up to me, I would have been the only sacrifice.
You don't know.
Hmm?
Do you know or don't you know if they're alive?
She looks around. Blood and deceit not only should be alive, but they should be better than ever. In one way or another. I don't know everything about it. I don't know everything about what happened there. I had to leave. But I left a piece of me behind. Just like I had to leave a piece of you behind.
What?
Gilgamesh, when you ran to find me, when you tried to stop me from getting taken over by those things, it saved me. You made it to where I didn't die. It's all because of you. But you were never supposed to be that close to me. You were supposed to go to them. You were supposed to protect the Colosseum. You were supposed to protect yourself. But instead you ran to find me.
If you died, it would make things complicated. That's all.
I get that. No one expected those creatures to show themselves. I don't really understand what they are or what they were, but I made sure that they couldn't hurt that world any longer.
What did it cost you this time?
It was going to cost me my life. I was putting every bit of my life, my knowledge, the magic that I got from all three of you. But I didn't want to leave you with nothing. So I asked the wild magic for a boon. I asked the wild magic to bring it with me. to kill it too. So I got beneath the great storm dragon, hoping to bring it and myself to ruin, taking all of those bug creatures with us. But the wild magic had other plans.
But always.
When you made your way to me, you shared in the cost of those plans with me and the storm dragon. The three of us lived.
So I'm the reasons here then.
Gilgamesh, you're going to not enjoy this. What I'm about to say, you are going to hate, and you may hate me because of it. I would rather honestly not tell you.
You are going to tell him. Tell me everything. And I'll decide whether or not I hate you after.
I did not want to leave you and blood and deceit with nothing. So my last wish of the wild magic was to revive those three dragons.
Five.
Deceit and blood. What little bit of their magic that was with me was separated and thrown into this world with us. But yours is here. You are the one. You are Gilgamesh, the one that came to save me. But you left behind force. The darkness that you are, the thing that got brought here with me. Just like that dragon. I believe that you were brought here and given full form by those creatures. Gilgamesh. It is my thought that you are a heartless.
I'm not. No.
The body that you have was made from the wild magic. It is a container right now for the darkness of those creatures. What you are is what I made whenever I first attempted to save you from the storm dragon. You are Gilgamesh. You are a container for countless heartless. The ones that ravaged our world. If it not for that body, this place would destroy you. Motions to the light above you.
But that's not.
Your body was left behind. And from what I understand, your body, in all the time that we've both been unconscious or gone, from what the wild magic has told me, your body lived on. You were a great influence in that world, just like your brothers. I don't know how you came to be. Perhaps that other you is also you.
But I remember everything. I remember being for. I know what it feels like to fly across the skies, to crush legions underneath my claws. I am force.
You are Gilgamesh. You are what was created whenever I had to take in those dragons. But these fucking dogs! Holy shit! Shut up! I'll
The
kill
dog
you!
heartless inside of
They're just
Gilgamesh.
really into this twist, man. I'm into the twist too.
You have all the memories and you have all of those feelings because that's what Gilgamesh also felt. You are that person, Gilgamesh. But now, the force that is in that world today is not you, and you are not the force that is in that world today. The world went on without both of us. With both the one that I left and the one that you left continuing onward.
That's not. But I channeled light. I'm not. What are you then?
I'm the same as you. I am most likely a Heartless as well. Either that or something different that I don't understand.
I have no emblems. I'm not made of shadows.
You're not made of
I
any
bleed.
hearts. That is why you have no emblem. You are made of Heartless. Whatever a concept of what a heart is not what you have. The body is still there. The body that the wild magic made still has form. You are not pure darkness like the others, but you are essentially a container of them.
That's why I can command them.
Maybe. Powerful dark forces have always apparently been able to command those things. I learned a lot about them in the few years that it's been. I woke up before you did.
Years?
I've been awake for around 8 years.
It happened so fast.
You were lost in the great sea of darkness.
I was called out to by the being imprisoned in there. They called to me. Us, all of us.
If I would have waited, perhaps he would have called for me too. But the wild
Waited.
magic had need of me, so it woke me.
Is that why I got to hear him call? What does the wild magic have something for me?
You are not a
turning
wild
me.
mage. You've already paid your debts. The wild magic exists in every world. You can think of it like that world's heart if you'd like. This world has been constantly giving me more things that I need to do. And every time it does, it just has me destroy more of those things. But I don't really destroy them, Gilgamesh.
Can't.
She holds out her hand. As she does, you notice a bit of darkness crawling among it. Ever since what I did with the magic from you three, I have been able to absorb darkness.
I've also been able to interact with it, but I...
You're
I'm not
still
a jerk.
you. You're the exact same person that was around whenever we went to that Coliseum. You're the exact same person that chose your own name, and you're the exact same person who, whenever that dragon came, wanted to fight against it. You are the same consciousness. You just happen to be split because of a mistake of mine that I didn't think of.
So the other Gilgamesh, the other force, gets to run free back home, break his curse, stretch his wings, and I
The
get to
other
be a
force
bottle for Heartless.
The other force is dead. It has been many years in that world, Gilgamesh.
Dragon Slayers.
Oh, that's not it. Hold on.
Hmm.
There we go. That's good. Come at me, Atlas.
Don't tempt him.
Perhaps. The land that you once knew is now a land known as Fiori. You
So
not demise, you deceit and blood, through the uses you had no longer being held back by the storm dragon, you were able to create a place that you could love. From what I know, you really seem to enjoy your time at the Coliseum. So even after getting your body back, you masqueraded as a fighter. People saw you as a great fighter. They started praising you, bringing more tribute, and eventually you became a king. The Tri-Dragon area grew. And there was then almost a yearly competition held because of you that continues to this very day in that world. Long after you perished. Blood also perished. I'm not entirely sure exactly where he went, but he created almost this entire sea of this strange bog. One where great heroes go to at all times to challenge themselves. They say that if you complete it, you will become legendary. One without equal. Even Deceit, while they were dead for a long while, apparently recently arisen again. His entire plan to do the same, to bring forth the world of dragons once again. I can only imagine what he plans to do with this new freedom he has, but he walks among them again only as skeletal remains. Maybe he got the idea from the storm dragon.
It'll be magnificent, whatever his plan is.
You three had long, fulfilling, grand lives there.
Oh, I'm so glad he got to live a happy, long life as a king.
I was more meaning your brothers.
Of course they deserve that. Maybe one day I'll see them again.
I looked into it when I woke up because I thought that you had remained there as well. Once I felt your presence here, though, I knew I was wrong. I knew that I had brought you with me. I'm sorry. I told you you would not like to hear it.
You were right. Didn't need future vision for that. Did you?
They don't say anything to that.
So this body is all I'm stuck with then. I'm not a dragon, am I? Not anymore.
There's a way that they stop.
If there was ever a time to stop Maki, it isn't now.
There's a way to know.
How?
My magic came from you. From what I understand, I'm that thing you just said with such content in your voice.
He just kind of looks away for a second and turns back. There's a living armor that told me about it. A Fiori. I did not believe them. What a terrible name. Next I thought. Maybe I changed.
You've never been the best person with those.
I still have not thought of what to call it. But explain. What do I have to do, and why does it matter you're Dragon Slayer?
My magic is stronger against dragons. But how you are now, if I were to do that, I might kill you. I refuse.
Use.
If you want me to do that to you, you have to get stronger. I need to know that you can survive me using this magic on you. This magic that was yours. You know how powerful the three of you were. With every Heartless I defeat, I grow stronger.
With every Heartless we defeat, we try and push it back. I don't feel stronger. Maybe I should try eating them.
That is one way.
Hmm.
However, I can only assume that taking in more Heartless is just going to make you more Heartless.
What else am I? If I'm not Force, if I'm a shell filled with Heartless, what else can I be?
I had asked the wild magic to save you. Whenever it gave you that form, it did save you. You are what the wild magic made of you. You are a mage, but you are also a dragon. Just maybe not the way that you had once saw it. That's what I think, at least. Which means I cannot risk hitting you with my magic. Not until you're stronger. If you want to prove it to yourself, then you need to find another way. Either that, or get stronger by absorbing Heartless, or honestly remove them. And find some way to get yourself without them.
enough dark to swallow a world. Just purge it.
I do not know how. I feel that if I would ask the wild magic to do it, there'd be terrible consequences. They'd probably ask me to do something for the rest of my life.
I have no interest in bargaining with the wild magics. Not anymore. Besides, there's someone here who does know. I have to know. I do not hate you, Maki. You protected my brothers, and you let them live good lives. I don't hate you, but I hate your magic.
Then you hate me. Because that is what I am, Gilgamesh. I am a wild mage.
But you are
I live
also...
for the heart of the world. I always have. And you were the only one that respected me for that. Or at least you didn't hate me for that. I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry that everything happened the way it did. But I do not regret it. I don't regret anything that I did to you. Because right now you're in front of me. She looks like she's gonna start trying to walk past you.
He holds his arm out.
We're not going to fight, are we?
No. But I am sorry. I don't hate you. He has in it because I think we've talked about this. I think in his hand is a copy of his keychain.
Yeah.
He holds his hand out towards it with the keychain. The tool. The gift.
A symbol of this world's bonds.
The symbol of my strength.
You see them actually give a smile from that. Are you sure?
I admit that you've done nothing but try to help me and my brothers. You helped me and my companions. You want to help this world. I am here to save it.
Even if you don't have really anything to go back to?
I will do what I've always done and make my home.
The last thing I should tell you. The wild magic removed all of those creatures from that world. Forever. If that is what the two of us are, we can never return.
I think his fists clench up.
I just wanted to let you know that before you handed that to me.
He opens up his hand again to offer the keychain.
They'll reach out and they'll slowly put their hand in yours to take it. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this.
Was I supposed to let you walk away?
I was more expecting you to try to attack me, to be honest.
Why?
I wouldn't have blamed you. I came here fully thinking that you would try to either take me down for what I did to you, or take me so you can try to take your magic back, or I don't know.
No. No, those thoughts did not cross my mind.
I wouldn't have fought you about it. One reason why I was hoping to go and eat first.
The food's still there, Marky.
They look back toward the entrance. Would you feel better if I was there? Or do you have something to think about? You deserve time just like anybody else, you know? And there will always be many more feasts. If I will make tonight worse for you, then I can go. I know of a pretty good ramen shop.
I believe Ragna's in there already.
Oh. They like visibly look a little worse because they're like, oh fuck, where am I gonna eat?
I got dogs. Shit, dude.
You see like genuine worry go across their face for a second, but then like sort of steal back. It's like, no, it's fine.
He puts his now emptied hand on her shoulder and spins her towards the door.
Ah.
Hand on back, push.
Ah.
There will be many more feasts, but this one is here and now. So eat. There'll be time for me to think after.
If you think it'll be that easy for me to leave after.
Whether or not it's easy for you is irrelevant. You're hungry, so you'll eat.
Okay. You guys will go to make your way back in. You guys now know why I said that I couldn't go on with that while he was gone.
Yeah, no. Whoops.
Do we like keep playing now?
Is this the end of the session?
We can go. Like I don't.
I had to know how Gilgamesh was going to take that information, you see. The fact that Gilgamesh, you do feel somewhere in you like the things that were just told to you were truth. That you potentially are some kind of a strange container for Heartless. Maybe even a Heartless yourself, but thanks to the grace of the wild magic, you are not destroyed by light.
I fucking hate the wild magic so much.
Hey!
I hate it. Fuck it.
Can you imagine if you didn't have the protection first game and you just fucking light up the lighthouse and go, bah!
And you are all gone.
The irony. Oh man, I don't think that darkness Billy saw was just me being an asshole. I don't think it was just me being a terrible person.
You have like a third of an entire world's population of Heartless inside of you.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, everyone to
Congratulations.
eat a har-
Does that make
Right.
having sex with you like a free million sum every time?
Oh god, I'm Ermac.
Also, congratulations, chat. You learned some more backstory for the Phantom Lord game. Anyway.
Yeah, look at that.
Come in the next 15 sessions and you might get a little more.
They'll make their way back in, as they do. By the way, if you guys are wondering why I keep on blaming Atlas for like music stuff, apparently they got mad at us for one music track we were playing like in 5 DARP, so they're probably gonna get mad at this one more because it's Persona 3 Royal. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. The rest of you guys would have made your way back into this place. As you guys would have came back, you guys would see that people would be gathering up to eat, getting things ready. Most seats in the place are taken. However, you guys know that the 2 tables at the front are essentially open for you guys to be taking. Matter of fact, I'm actually just gonna make another little box here for you guys to store your shit in. So we can clear off
We have
those,
to move everything off the table.
yeah, so we can just clear off that table so we can just
Bro should just have a skull sitting here.
I'm sure there are
Even if it's alive.
But it'd be a good centerpiece.
Nice. This will be where you guys store all your shit.
Yay.
The
Amazing.
shit box.
Yes, it seems that the two tables at the very end have been left open for you guys. As you guys make your way through, looking at everybody, you do see that there is a figure at the very like start of the table, looking around at things. That seems to be looking toward like all the things. This figure is completely cloaked in a white light. I'm still currently making the image because I wanted to make it really funny, but then everything went down and I'm like, okay, cool, let's wait for a little while.
So far, my mental image
Yeah,
is
you got
it's just fucking like Truth from Full Metal Alchemist.
And then
Just
just
the
like
truth.
You're
Yeah.
not like wrong.
You know what I mean, though? You see what I'm
no, I see it. I see it.
God, what a fun character that is. Whoever got the voice that one loved every second of it.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, you guys are currently
Wasn't it Wrath from the first FMA?
I think so.
maybe.
Badass a trip.
I've only saw clips. I haven't seen any of Brotherhood.
It was a good time.
I saw like the first like 3 episodes of Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, as you guys make your way through, is there anything you guys want to do in particular? Do you guys want to invite anyone to seat at the big boy table? What's going down?
Hello, little mouse. How would you like to sit at the big boys table?
I don't know if that's a great idea. I'm gonna be perfectly. I think I'm actually pretty good with this cheese here, and I can just leave and get out of your
It's
hair.
okay. It's okay. You can take the cheese with you. He says, picking up the thing in his hands with the cheese.
I suppose that's perfectly fine.
We have things to discuss.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Oh no.
Don't worry, we'll wait for the others. Let
Oh, I thought you were interested in some kind of cheesecake. All right, well, we're running now. Okay, here I go.
Do the two of
All
you
right,
have
slow
any?
down, Speed Racer.
Do the two of you have any idea on how to make a cheesecake, or have anyone in particular you want to ask about a cheesecake?
I was just saying cheesecake because it's the first thing in my mind. Do you actually want to make cheesecake, or do
I
you
thought
want to sit down?
we're gonna do something, but I mean, we don't have to. I believe we
no,
can
you know
always
what?
do.
No, you know what? Let's make a cheesecake. We just need Graham.
I mean, it takes some time. I mean, I feel like in the time that we take to feed, what if we make things slow down?
then it gives them more time to talk, which I hope is a good thing. What are they talking about?
I'm not sure. I hope they're reuniting as friends.
Me too.
This is around the time the first like bombshell dropped. One of many bombshells.
Okay, so
She
now-
seemed nice. So what are we gonna do? We could just sit down. I have no problem with that, Moon, if that's what you wish to do.
no,
Uh,
we're making cheesecake right
okay.
now.
all right.
What kind of cheese do you have?
Do you know how to make cheesecake?
Okay, so I got this book. It says we need graham crackers.
I think we're just gonna bullshit it and see what happens.
All right, we don't have any cream cheese, so I guess we blend some cheddar.
Oh no. We don't
Maybe
have the
there's a-
graham cracker, so we'll use saltine.
This is fine.
They end up making a quiche.
Now we just make quiche. I think we put too many eggs. And Seafoot's like, no, I prefer this actually.
How the fuck do you make a quiche from a cheesecake?
A cheese quiche.
By replacing all the ingredients with regular cheese.
It's a cheese quiche.
Yeah,
Can we make a cheese quiche?
Fuck it.
Whatever.
Yeah, let's
cheese.
fucking go. Let's make that cheese.
Yeah,
Let's make that cheese.
yeah, you can just make a cheese quiche without any like meats or anything. You can just do that.
Even
Because
though
it's
you
just cheese
even
and
though you
eggs.
guys are trying to create something completely different. I would like
Wait, just
for
like-
you guys to go ahead and roll me this. I'm really sorry. This has to be like an instinct kind of thing, like an insight kind of thing. Like this has to be
It's
like
fine. The worse it is, the better it'll go.
this has to be like a do we stumble into this by sheer like instinct?
Oh wait, my insight is good. Can it be like demeanor or something?
No.
Oh, don't worry. Their insight's bad.
I
no,
can
you
give
see-
you
You have 4
6.
insight between the two of you.
Okay, my insight is ooh, a 9.
Oh.
I think this sucks.
You melt down some cheddar. You try to make it into a cake, into like a cake shape. You need to get some cream, but the only thing you guys can find is like cream corn.
Is
No.
there any flour?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of flowers outside.
I don't think.
Oh, I'll go get some. Hold on.
Okay, you deal with that. I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'll just start creaming the cheese, starts rolling the cheese into balls, and tries to squeeze them like sponges.
This is perfect.
What kind of flowers do you think are good? Do you think red flowers are great? I don't know all the flowers.
All purpose.
All our purpose.
Hold on. Baby!
No.
Baby! I need to ask a question.
What?
Do you know what all-purpose flowers look like? I'm currently having to look for some.
White.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know what they're making. You might have to eat it, little guy. I like to imagine, despite him having no strength at all, this rat is just that powerless.
He is a rat.
It's a rat.
What's he gonna do?
Eyes of Newt. Eyes of Newt. Nope. That's potion, not food. Okay. Okay, so I couldn't get much cream out of this, so I just made cheese patties.
That's probably
Oh
good.
my god.
Oh, Muna, I brought the flowers you asked for. I had consulted with Hibiki, and apparently all-purpose flowers are white, so I got a bunch of those.
Not paying attention because they're trying to figure out the cheese. Back turn to you. Knows what all flour is, but not paying it. Okay, just mix it all together in the bowl over there.
All right, Muna, I will do so accordingly.
You deal with the dry ingredients. I'll deal with the
I
wet.
didn't know that all flowers were edible, but it appears this is fine.
Of course it's edible. It's a law food.
I mean, I didn't know that, actually. That's quite interesting to know.
Have you not had bread?
Oh, bread is made out of flowers?
Yes.
I didn't know that. It feels wrong somehow, but I don't know enough about flour to dispute that.
Oh yeah, different kinds of flour works too.
They even have flour that's called bread flour. He says, offering it up.
Hibiki is making things even more confusing.
I'm so happy that there's like cataclysmic, life-altering shit outside, and inside nothing has changed.
I like that we have now made the implication that Zarel went outside, so we just like cut back to the fucking horrifying
While that's happening,
conversation.
it's just like sneaking around,
because
getting
we rolled
flour.
low. Because we rolled low. You know what?
What is it, Muna?
I know this isn't usually the case, but there is this tinge I really like in my potions. Might work for this cheesecake. A little bit of batwing.
Batwing. I don't know where to find that here.
Do we have any gargoyles?
I don't believe we have any gargoyles.
You know what? I'll grind up some gravel. Like, there's usually remnants of gargoyle in there.
You can eat gravel?
Oh yes.
Oh no.
You just have to find the chalk inside of it.
There's so many things you can eat that you just did not know were possible.
So I just want to also point out, he doesn't have to go outside where the conversation's happening. He knows where there are other white flowers from the looks of it outside the castle in the new part of our house. So he's gonna run out there to grab some of these flowers that we've seen.
No, you know what? Okay, gravel seems like a bad idea, so we'll just... do we have any eyeballs?
Plenty, but I think they're all occupied.
Like Oculus, occupied.
I meant they're busy in people's eyes.
Oh,
In
wow,
their
that's
skulls,
weird.
you see.
The flower's a weird color. I guess it's a whole wheat or something.
What's
Why would you need wheat in your flowers? I think that was the whole point of having flowers.
Oh, you know, some people are on a diet. Oh, we need
I don't think I follow, but I mean, if you say so, Muna.
You hear that? A diet, apparently.
Feel like I'm gonna diet.
Would rather you not.
Thank you.
Why is there a Gaussian blur in our mixture?
So you guys go to make your thing. As you make your cheese and flowers, you and eggs. You're right. Need to have something else, I suppose.
Yeah, for the flower.
You
For the salmonella,
mix
then.
it all together. You get things going. It is around this time that the other two would make their way in. Gilgamesh, you pushing them into the area. It doesn't look like all the food's done. It looks like Muna and Zarel are making something still.
It smells good.
No, there's no way.
I will admit it does smell quite fragrant, even though it seems all pixelated for some reason.
You find that Hibiki is currently over at the main seat, holding on to a rat.
Just watching these two work their magic.
Gilgamesh kind of just stops and looks at their fucking abomination.
And it honestly just looks like a bowl full of melted cheese.
Case
That does not look like a cake. And continues on.
Oh, flaming out, Gilgamesh!
Flamio.
Flaming out to you as well! It's good to see that you've stayed with us!
Live.
You're alive.
Oh, Yes, technically.
Well, oh, Gilgamesh, I didn't know you could psychologically kill people.
I can't.
Yet.
I do have to admit, she does seem pretty unhurt from hammers. So I think that you guys are friends after all.
That's the best we're going to get. Keep going.
Don't worry, we'll have a
Stop.
celebratory cheesecake in a minute.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
You don't seem to be very excited about my cheesecake.
Sits.
Can't believe he's not excited about your cheesecake. What the fuck?
This shit sucks. I need to turn to the darkness. I don't like it anymore.
That's what gets you.
That's what forces your
Not
fall.
being mean to each other. It's not nice.
Stop being mean. Open up your hearts now.
Hey,
Stop
stop
having
being
them be
mean to me.
closed.
You gotta stop being mean to me. And you gotta be nice. I don't know who you are. But you gotta be nice to me.
Anyway, let us
As he
present
says-
our beautiful food.
Okay. As he sits down, his motions to Ramu. Ramu, Maki. Philly, parts of Fairy, Maki.
As you sit down and you do that, you do find that that Philly looks over toward them, looks back to you, looks over toward them. Strange. Disappears into your beard.
Mm.
You see Ramu go up to them, stare at them. Little cheek puffs go out, little tiny bits of electricity
And hammers.
sits on them.
You just not go much. You see him just like nod, just like.
They're at least able to become a seat.
They are,
Wonderful.
you know what? They are useful. So saith the Ramu.
There are many stories to tell, I suppose. Unless you've seen them all already.
Seen them all?
Future sight.
I only see what I'm supposed to see, unless I look. I haven't really been looking, to be fair. I didn't know that you were going to be here until very recently.
Then these three have much to tell you.
Also, this world doesn't really work similarly to the world that we left, so trying to do too many things like that is a little more difficult.
I know.
The world does what it wants. You can ask for the favors you need, but in the end, it usually just tells me to go and defeat a certain number of these Heartless. If I ask for anything too outrageous, the amount increases. Before these beings showed up here, it was a little bit easier. I only had to do things that was needed. Either way, it is interesting.
Sounds like it. So while those two are busy baking over there, whatever they're doing, we do in fact have a little bit of a small problem here. He says, holding up the rat.
What about it?
This is the rat that works for Dr. Hestus. I believe we should figure out what to do about this.
Oh, is that what this is about?
Yes.
Okay. They seem to actually become less stressed as you say that.
You aren't gonna kill me if you're going to, but you're not as much.
I guess first things first, how connected are you to Hestus?
I do my job. I'm a bookkeeper. He told me to go off with all of you after everything. You were there for that. in the end, I was the one that went over everything, all the budgets and different things of that nature back whenever we were in the Cocklicot Manor. Before that, I am the one who goes through all of the public documents as well as any of the letters and things of that nature that my master would have sent to the king or to other nobles. I am mostly, again, my job title would be probably bookkeeper, would be the best way to express me. If you are one of my master's many enemies, I can and very much will cooperate entirely.
Unfortunately, that is the case for.
I will let you know. I'm not sure if it's something that he will use, but there is a tracking chip in my ear.
He could easily. He's been here long enough. He would know where the rat's been.
It is not something that he put into me for any sort of reconnaissance. He said it was literally there in case a cat ate me. That was his words. I have no loyalty to a man who pays me less than minimum wage, so I am here to.
Amen.
I am an open book as a bookkeeper. It's
interesting. He pays you less than minimum wage.
I am paid in cheese.
You're literally paid in cheese.
I am paid in cheese. Sometimes I am paid in other small foods that are not usually very small. He finds it amusing to see me eat things that are bigger than myself. At times, that is my job, to do that in front of him while he finds it amusing.
Very amusing.
That is how it has always been since I was created.
I'm not going to pay you to eat cheese.
Honestly, that wasn't the worst part of the gig, so I would be fine with that if that was what you wanted me to do, but I do doubt that is the case.
So, you say he created you. How long ago was that?
Well, I believe that I was the creation that would have been. He gave me a number back then. Finding it hard to remember it. Either way, I've been in function for around 8 years.
Looks at Maki.
So when you do say the bookkeeping stuff, are you even aware of the various illicit things that your master has done?
Oh, I am aware of them, yes, but I do not take those in my bookkeeping. As I told you, I was with letters and other such things that would go to nobles and other people. I am not somebody who would have been anywhere near any of the secretive documents or anything of that nature. My job was to make sure that his work was done so that no one would find any of the other things that were going down. I have essentially been doing the master's job for the past 4 years, 3 months, and 7 days.
You're still doing this job.
I was, until he told me to come with all of you.
r/malicious compliance.
What was his purpose with being with Cocklicot then?
I believe that was simple enough. Cocklicot was also one like me.
What?
Cocklicot was an experiment, just like myself.
What?
Zarel and Muna just come back with the spoon and bowl full of cheese.
Okay, it's not great. It's edible, and I think for our first job together, that's good.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
You don't have to have it though. I
Wasn't planning on it.
You know, I was making like a SpongeBob sound, and now that just looks like I just dropped this image on top of us. Anyway, here's the floor of the light.
Gilgamesh is gonna take a spoon and eat it. He's not even gonna think about it.
Oh my god.
Brother, it's cheese.
You find that also Maki takes a spoonful with a decent amount of flower petals and eats it.
I see that neither of you are normal in your world.
Oh, very,
Hey,
very floral.
I do. I did not know it was gonna have that much flowers on it, but you know.
I enjoy food that has a bit of a show to it.
wait, hold on.
I enjoy food.
I thought you were just making a mistake with your words, and I didn't want to correct you because I'm not one of those people.
You asked for flowers, right?
You
Hey,
did
but-
put an S in that. Yes, you told me specifically you used flowers.
Yeah, I was
did.
told to bring all-purpose flowers, and I did not know exactly what kind of flowers those were, so I went ahead and asked Hibiki, and Hibiki let me know very nicely that those were the white flowers.
Hibiki.
This reminds me of the castle in the swamp.
I told him that flower was white.
Anyway, what do you mean it was an experiment?
Yeah, I'm also just waiting to get back to that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were having a moment. Just like myself and just like several other beings who had been in the many different places that my master has touched, he was one that was imbued with the different essences, as they were, that he had gotten from a foreign world. In his case, I believe it was something akin to lizards or other such beings.
Right.
Myself, I'm a mouse, obviously. I was created entirely from those essences.
So the facility that was
That's
in the mountains was the essence refinery, essentially.
I believe that there was a refinery of some such. Yes, that is where I was born. I was born on the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
How could he have had parents he assassinated if he was an experiment in a lab?
Oh, he was not born like I was. He was just experimented on. Does that answer
I see.
your question? I'm sorry.
He just like leans back with another spoonful of the cheese thing.
I love how we're actually eating it. It's great.
Yeah, like we're actually eating it.
Y'all are actually eating it, yeah.
This isn't great. This is like we invented.
Hibiki, we made this with love. What's wrong with you?
Did you put food in? You put something you called food in front of Gilgamesh?
So-
We're just eating this cheese slock when there's like a feast.
Oh, he's probably got like actual proper food in front of him while he's watching y'all bake your hideous concoction.
Hibiki, what don't you like our food?
Okay.
Slaved in a
Why are you
cold
such an
kitchen.
asshole, Yuki?
You see, I was playing a bit of a joke on y'all by not specifying that flour is a powdery substance and not the actual flowers.
I
Oh.
knew that. I just didn't.
You were lying to me, Hibiki?
It was a joke, a little bit of a prank.
Eat the cheesecake, Hibiki.
Okay.
Eat the cheesecake.
So he had a spoonful of the cheesecake out of fear of his life.
I will forgive you once you eat it.
Congratulations, all players have consumed it. Now we will not have a curse placed upon us.
Right.
I don't know. It could be like the Zelda cake, and you have to eat every bit of it.
Joke's on you. Gilgamesh doesn't care.
Joke's on
He's
you.
not-
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Discerning palate? Who do you think you're talking to?
Like
If-
this is the
This might be one of the best meals I've had here.
This is the equivalent of going to a 5-star restaurant, and we're just sitting there with wine glasses and Cheez-Its.
Yes. Yes, we are.
So,
So he was turned into a complete lunatic.
Or was he
I
already
don't think
like
that he was.
that?
I don't think that he was somebody who really fought against the procedures. In fact, he waited until the last moment to have such procedures done with him, waiting, of course, until it was safe for anything of that nature. He had also learned the different rituals that took place in order to keep his body maintained and stronger. The science could only go so far, so he wished to also perform different magical rituals on himself to add on to the DNA that was put inside of him, the essence of the lizards and things of that nature. which is why I believe at that point he took in dragon essences through rituals and other such things. I'm not entirely sure exactly everything that happened with him. Need to know basis. Again, minimum wage, if that, sometimes. Yes, he was a fellow colleague of mine who had been experimented on, or experimented in order to create. My master experimented on many different types of beings. I could tell you almost any of the types. I'm not sure if I could recognize all of them by sight. I'm sorry about that. I'm mostly I was just trying to get in and out of everything.
Mm-hmm. That brings me to my next question of the people involved at that manor. The Countess.
The Countess. The dark elf lady.
Yes.
I believe that is a business partner of ours. Yes, they, I believe, are one of the nobles up in the upper district, as well as they are one of the 3 who controls the starter city. They call it something different now. I can't remember the exact terms. It is the city where most people make their way off of the train. At one point, it was called some kind of a how do you not port, but the other one,
Station.
Some kind of station, yes. But they thought that as the city was growing, they would have to name it more things. Someone from a world that had to do with a lot of online gaming and things wanted to call it the starter city or the city of beginning. But in the end, they ended up naming it something else. I am not privy to that information because it was all very silly.
It sounds it.
In the end, I believe they are one of the 3 who are over that district. They also have their main home up in the upper districts. They're also one of the only nobles in that area that also co-owns a home not only there, but in the castle district. You guys would know the castle district, of course, being the district that is atop of
The tree.
the tree.
Yeah.
As a business partner, what did she actually do? Did she simply provide funding?
I'm not Cocklicot's person, but I assume that there was money involved, yes. Other than just monetary things, most likely they gave different regents for the rituals, perhaps. Depending on different things, I saw there was a lot of bodies there. Perhaps they provided different kinds of people that have made their way to the world, potentially. Undead looked like there was a lot of undead there, from what I could tell. Yes, essentially, I would assume regents, money, a place of interest in case everything went wrong, that kind of thing.
Okay.
My master seemed to be particularly invested in people from other worlds. So whenever it came down to things of that nature, our main goal, as my own understanding was to make sure to keep good relations with all the different nobles and understand if anybody of extremely powerful note came from another world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unfortunately telling you everything that I know. I'm not holding anything back if you are asking that, because I would never do that in this particular situation, because that would probably end up being to my detriment.
Yes. Thank you for your cooperation with this.
There are many different creatures out there that have been used in different capacities by my master, including those creatures that have been ravaging this world. I believe he had special note of those, as they had come from off-world and he was very interested in them. I don't know everything he had done with those creatures, but I do know that they had factored into his things in recent years, especially.
That makes sense with what we've seen.
So he has a deep connection to Heartless.
I believe
Not
that they
surprising.
were less of a connection and more of a fascination, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It seems that whatever procedure he had done to cock the cock allowed him to become a Heartless himself.
Well, in the end, they were extremely fascinating beings. No matter what you did to them, they did not die. They could always just bring themselves to back to their original forms or reform themselves in a different form later. The idea behind that is mind-boggling. In fact, upon using these creatures, it began then that his experiment started truly taking hold. Most things before he started using these creatures, at least in thought and theory, there was a 90% mortality rate. I was one of the lucky ones that was made that was not, immediately fallen. But ever since using them, especially again with Cocklicot, they became a lot more stable. But again, mostly because they most likely became heartless themselves.
So the mortality rate went from 90% to what?
Nearly 100% success.
Nearly 100% success. Interesting.
Wow. I mean, I suppose if they could not die in any sufficient capacity, that would make things, well, last.
It is unfortunate that by that point, a lot of the master's places were found. At that point, he could not fully go into many of his different extreme experimentations. The one where I was born in particular was struck down by godly power. There are several about that were found by militia as well as different other guardians that came from other worlds. I believe that the one here motions over toward where Prescott is sitting. When there was a small militia that had been going through the lower district, had actually found one of the more profitable places that ended up being a large factory of such, but they were able to be taken down by those extremely capable armors as well as the strange weapons that came from that place. The final one that was really of any note was the one that was in the Peacekeepers' territories, but it was a very small one of that. I hear that it was immediately abandoned upon different successes and failures. Currently, my master only has, I believe, 3 different places that he usually frequents. One of them has been destroyed, which was Cocklicot's area. Another one, I believe, looks over toward where Whisper is, has been destroyed. But there is one other. I'm not entirely sure exactly where it would be, but I can go through my different thoughts and my different ledgers if I can get access to them. If I can do that, which should be easy enough if you still have the master computer, then I should be able to go through and find exactly where the last one would be.
The computer that was in Whisper's room, that's still functional, right?
Yep.
Is the master computer the one that was in the room that had all of Whisper's stuff in it?
I have never been there before, so I do not
It has
know.
the tube and a big computer connected to the tube.
I have no idea. I'd have to see it myself.
Mhm.
I could make
There's
my way
those that-
there if you trust me not to run away.
The tracking chip does not work for us, does it?
Most likely you would need to have a thing that would go into my frequency. Unfortunately, I don't believe that there's any technology currently present that is advanced enough to take the frequency that I would have and move it over toward any of you. If there was something like that, you would need to have some kind of a creature that was far beyond our capability intellectually to be able to do so.
Got it. He goes and picks up.
You just see as the rat keeps talking, you all see Gilgamesh just start leering over and punches deity.
Here we go. Hello, Punch.
Oh, hello. Sorry,
have a
I was busy analyzing all of the food. And by analyzing, I mean I was pretending that I could eat it.
If we could take a picture of the food, could you even eat it? Or...
Most likely not, but it would be really funny.
All right.
I mean, it will just be some kind of image. You can just delete it, and then you can say you ate it.
I could even take small little pieces of it out as I'm doing so. Nom 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 nom.
So anyway, we have a rat here that has an advanced tracking device in it. Can you connect to it?
Advanced tracking device. Does it have a jack-in slot?
No, I think it's wireless.
Hmm. If it has some kind of a network, I could potentially mess about with it. Hmm. Let me see here.
Ah, wireless. I understand.
You find that they do seem to disappear from the PET for a moment.
Look, it's a wireless mouse.
They seem to come back. Yes, easy enough.
Perfect.
Would you like me to take complete control?
I guess, yeah.
You find as you do, the PET currently seems to have a small little circular section appear in front of it, almost like a little circular tile appears far behind them. Upon doing that, you just hear coming from the mouse. What the? There we go. I now have created a shortcut to this network. If ever need be, I can make my way there immediately. Also, because I have connected myself with that network, I have locked any other personnel from making their way to it with a password.
Thank you very much, Punch.
The magic of this construct is
It's
interesting.
quite impressive, isn't it?
Does that also mean nobody else can track the signal?
They should be able to if they have access to it. However, they would have to get through any sort of defenses that I can create there. I have kept some of those viruses that we have found before, not the crazy bug ones, but some of the more helpful ones. I have a couple of med tools at my disposal.
I
These
don't know what that
tools-
means, but if you can use them, then awesome.
I understand
One of
what
them has
tools
been
are.
one of them has been looking at me very strange and making a lot of weird noises at me.
Is this a normal function of these creatures?
Boxing.
They're extremely versatile. They can do many different types of jobs.
Are those noises rhythmic to anyone else? Is-
This session's so stupid.
It is.
I love this session.
We had like 7 bombshells in the first 30 minutes, and now it's just like, yeah, let's stop beatboxing, brother.
Then every other
Let's
bombshell
repeat.
is interrupted by another just stupid thing, and I love it.
Whoever keeps
I
people
can
away.
put them there, and I can have them attack any other type of data that would try to enter the place. Helpful
Thank you very
viruses are
much.
extremely important to protecting networks.
I see. He doesn't understand completely, but it's fine.
Thank you for your service, little beatboxing buddy.
So, what does signal magic do? What is signal?
They disappear. They do not want to be there for whatever this
I'm
is.
talking to Hibiki. Hibiki is good with computers.
Think of it as scientific,
You lost me.
Think of it as scientific. Nope.
Mm-mm.
a different kind of mental magic.
Mental magic.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just say that?
Zonde was always fascinated with those.
Because instead of people's brains, it's the tech's brain that is being messed with, if that makes any sense.
I'll find
With a
you.
small brain
That's
thing.
curious.
I will find you.
It's just,
Is that even a good way to explain it? I don't fucking know, but it's Hibiki, so that's what he's going with.
you must have the brain like a squirrel. It's so small. How can it do the things it does and be called advanced?
Sometimes extremely small things are made in such a way that they are extremely powerful, like myself.
The mouse nods.
This is...
They say
I
taking another.
suppose.
They say taking another spoonful of flour cheese.
I suppose.
No, it's finger food. Go ahead, eat it like Winnie
Found
the
him.
Pooh.
You did it?
Yay!
Yeah! He gets to keep. He gets to keep his +2.
Beatboxing!
Good for him.
This is,
Good for him.
this,
I'm glad
this
he's
is
back.
This is the only game we get to have crossovers and references like this. Let us enjoy it. This is the only time we get to have this.
So,
Sky's the fucking limit.
since it keeps being brought up and I'm curious about it, these experiments that he did on people that have now turned some of them into Heartless, or probably all of them now into Heartless, was the goal just to give more power to people, or was there a more intentional hand behind what is happening?
Oh, I'm sure that the goal was not to make other people more powerful. I'm sure that my master had his own goal, but he definitely sold that to people who thought that that was his goal. I don't really understand exactly what my master was doing. I wasn't able to get any of his classified documents. I wasn't able to mess about with anything there, and he only ever talked to me whenever he wanted me to amuse him. So, no, I don't think that I would have any access to any of that information. That being said, I know my master decently well. He went around calling himself God. I'm sure that his actual machinations were more to his own success than others. I believe even that if he truly was someone who was searching for great power, he most likely kept the best for himself. Again, he was not someone that I would find would have much of an interest in someone like Koklakot. He was far more interested in beings from other worlds and tracking down extremely strong figures from those worlds.
I'm guessing Koklakot himself really was from this world, or at least his parents were.
Yes, Duke Koklakot had quite a number of lineages that traced to him to this place.
Makes sense. I guess in the end, from what I'm understanding here, he just needed a guinea pig who was very willing to do risky things.
All or Nothing says if the Metal keeps getting prestige more, does it get a keyblade instead of a pickaxe?
It should.
It gets the mining keyblade from the app game.
If any of us should get a keyblade, I think it should be Beats.
Exactly.
That's
Oh
the
my God.
keyblade wielder, protector of the Netaverse.
You heard it
Since
here,
he keeps
folks.
calling himself.
I was just saying you heard it here, folks. Keep going.
So he calls himself a god. I'm assuming when you want to call yourself a god, you don't really want to bow to a king forever.
That has been a
Mhm.
recent thing for my master. He started
Mhm.
calling himself a god, I believe, around 3 years ago. I'm not entirely sure what had brought up the thoughts of it, but it was around that time that he had abandoned quite a number of other facilities, most likely because they no longer had any use for them. I'm guessing there was some kind of a breakthrough he had at some point, and he felt that that was enough. At which point he has just been steadily continuing his own existence. I'm not entirely understanding as to exactly what he is up to, but it has been interesting to work under.
What would you say from your experiences of working with him? What kind of opinion would he actually have of Lord Akron?
He has only ever shown loyalty to the Lord of this place, to an extent that I believe he is a complete liar. I have never seen him show respect for any person except for the king in my entire time being around him. And whenever he would show respect for that person, it always felt like he was someone else. Being around my master as long as I have a grasp of what I believe his personality to be, and I did not ever sense that whenever we were in any sort of audience with Lord Akron.
That is a very elegant way of saying he was full of shit.
I'm not entirely sure. He could have been being very truthful, and maybe he is the most loyal person of all time. Maybe that's how he has always interacted with the Lord of this land. But to me, it has always felt cheap and disingenuous.
I see.
You may not know much about it then, but the Underforest. It seemed that he
Yes.
was trying to get to there when he was at the facility with Whisper.
Oh, he's been researching the
drove-
Underforest for years.
So, despite being as high up in the world as he is, being under Lord Akron directly, does not grant him immediate access to information about the Underforest.
Oh no, we have been to the Underforest many times. I have even been to the Underforest many times. But the Underforest is a route of networks that goes around almost the entirety of the continent. When it comes to the Underforest, it is what is the only thing that maybe might have still been living of the Great Tree for thousands of years. It's something that even felt as if it was continuing to grow for up until recent history. However, from any time we've gone there and any time we've seen it, it is still just seemingly rock in my own interpretation. I believe that the Great Tree has died long ago, but even after it had been severed from where it had seen and the great castles being built upon it, I feel that it was still alive in some ways, just growing down instead of up. That entire area down there, however, is a complete labyrinth. There has been many different thoughts over the years that many things were hidden there, and one could spend lifetimes looking about that place. Perhaps my master just thought that the area that you had all found him going to was one of great import, or maybe he wanted to find a way to get into the Underforest without the watchful eye of those who were in the castle, or maybe there is some other thing that he is looking for that just so happens to belong to the area of the Underforest. You can make your way there in several different ways, several different areas, most of which would require understanding by the Lord to do so. The Lord is, after all, known as the Great Cultivator. The thing that would be cultivated, of course, being the Great Tree. The Great Tree is not held in any jurisdiction but the Lord's. Maybe he just simply wished to go there without having the Lord know it. Or maybe, again, it was to do with that very specific location. Or he just wanted it and thought that he could have it. I do not know. I will be honest with you. If the area you were going away from really was flooding, perhaps he just simply wanted to have destruction upon that place. Waters would eventually erode the stone that is there and cause maybe even the capital city to fall.
Lots of options, nothing completely clear about what he actually wanted there.
Trying to understand my master is like trying to grasp water in your hand, or trying to herd a cat. My master is a complete enigma even to myself. He does not wear himself fully on his sleeve.
Then, do you know why he was essentially tricking Whisper to thinking that her master actually came to her all these years?
Him and Whisper are the last. The last of those who have been chosen by the land of Cherished to continue forward in their own way to speak, their mythical powers. The powers that those two hold were powers of great emotion. Emotion being very well tied into the land of Cherish and to the people of Cherish. The Cherish themselves usually had many different users of such emotional power. They were given the great honor of being the knights and protectors of the land of Cherish, the ones who would devote themselves entirely into researching, understanding, and moving forward the Cherish race as a whole. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot of them that have been destroyed. When a Cherish who has that power, of course, is destroyed, they revert to an egg. However, if that egg does not hatch or that power was not sent forward to another Cherish, that power would die with them.
I see.
Emotions affecting magic is not a new thing. My world had the same effect.
These do not affect just magic. the world of Cherish, despite the fact that there are only so few Cherish left, the few Cherish that are left hold with them the great amount of love and power that the entire Cherished race has. Despite those people being gone, the power remains. The world still shifts that power to the Cherish, the ones who originated in this place. They motion over toward where Zarel is. The average Cherish is not as powerful as the one you see here with Zarel. The average Cherish used to be no stronger than the average human, the average anything of any different race.
Completely pathetic, yes.
Mythical Cherish were rare. Cherish that were granted power by the world were extremely rare. But now that the Cherish race is so dwindled, every Cherish has that power. Emotion that is given to powers of such as that go even higher. It works with much more than just their magical ability, their physical ability, their mental ability, everything about them, their potential is risen several times. I'm sure that you have seen that while my master is extremely smart, he is well beyond anything that this world has ever created, and potentially any world. His mental acuity is far beyond. I would say that currently the Cherish, they would find themselves on their averages stronger than many creatures on the outside worlds. It'd be extremely hard to destroy even a single Cherish at this point. That being said, the ones who are supercharged with this magic, they are akin to maybe even the power of gods, which might be why he gives himself that name.
The irony of when we kill him then will be even sweeter. Because I mean, this egg is bound to be supercharged.
If it is a Cherish, it will hatch into a probably strong Cherish, yes. He has no idea that egg is special.
He has no idea.
I hope it goes well. Hold on, I have to hold it in my hands again.
Yes, I assume. So, the experiment specifically on Whisper with what it seems to be him draining her of fury.
Potentially. Maybe he wanted to find way of using that power or putting that power somewhere else. Maybe even use it himself, or...
I'd assume himself, but it seemed that he was done with her today and was going to basically kill her.
I believe that the master has been done with that experiment for a lot longer than today.
Then why keep up the charade? Just so that we can not kill?
You guys know that he has been starving Whisper for several months now.
Yeah.
He has not been keeping up the charade.
With her. He's not. Yes, he did abandon her for several months now. Letting her starve there.
I hate to compare.
She's about to go goblin mode on this face, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, we know. We can hear it. We just haven't been.
Yeah, you guys can basically hear, like, I'm not done making that up.
She's got goblin mode.
You have to hold on. That's raw.
It's
fine.
It's fine. I can't wait for the next panel. She's on the ground holding her stomach like, ah.
You're not supposed to eat chicken raw.
The ice is frozen!
So we know that he's a complete monstrosity. This is not made moves. He treats the lives of others as meaningless. I hate making the comparison, but it almost feels like I'm looking at a twisted version of my brother.
It's very strange, though. You guys see that that Maki speaks up. As you guys have been talking, most of the cheese is now gone from the bowl.
I like our new friend.
She is great.
It is very strange, though. Because I would think that if someone was this bad or this malicious or stopping something of this or being something of this caliber, the wild magic would have asked me to take care of them a long time ago.
Maybe it doesn't care.
I have been here for around 10 years now.
Maybe it's because he's a cherished. If the wild, I don't know what this wild magic is, but it could just be that he's either too powerful for you specifically, or there's some other reason that it wouldn't want him to die.
The Cherished as a race are incredibly dwindled down to almost near non-existence. They are the equivalent of one of the most endangered species that I've seen coming into this planet. At this point, any one Cherish, getting rid of it would cause much despair. Even if it was an evil one like him, getting rid of them may get rid of eventually the last remaining Cherish that could ever be. Perhaps the world's heart is doing some favoritism then.
What kind of it? You will not stop us in our goal to break him.
Oh, just because the world does not wish them to go doesn't mean that they will stop anyone from attempting that. I'd assume that if that was the case, they would have stopped all the other Cherish from being destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And we do know that he's likely destroyed quite a few in his experiments.
Oh, the Master has never destroyed a single Cherish egg from what I've understood.
Really? He's only
Has he
experimented with them and not destroyed them?
I do not know how much experimentation he's done with Cherish eggs, but the Master, just like many of the race of Cherish, sees the Cherish as precious, either from his own experiments or through other things. I believe that the Master would have been extremely disconcerted with others who would do so, which is why I believe in the end he wanted you to take care of Cocklicot. Cocklicot wanted to eat a Cherish egg and destroy a Cherish. I think that is why the Master at that point wanted all of you to take them down.
And yet he was going to allow Whisper to die.
If Whisper died, they would most likely return to an egg.
How much can a Cherish egg even survive? It would have been under who knows how much water by the time she was gone.
Oh, you can only destroy a Cherish egg on purpose.
It has to be intentional.
Yes.
You have to wish it, and then do it.
If somebody wished to destroy it for food, if somebody wished to destroy it for glory, if somebody wished to hunt it or had a grudge against it, it could easily destroy a Cherish egg. However, the Cherish egg is quite difficult to destroy naturally. I've seen Cherish eggs apparently come out from volcanic rock before.
That is crazy.
Perhaps they aren't so different from dragon eggs. Interesting.
And yet he didn't know this little fella would surface.
Was that egg something you found there?
Yes. While we were, well, it's a strange story, I suppose Gilgamesh could tell you more. But he had managed to touch something inside Whisper and bring out this Heartless.
The beast you saw. It was entrapped, imprisoned inside of Whisper. I saw it die. Without thinking, I ripped it from her.
They look back toward where Whisper is currently like fucking devouring raw cookie dough.
Yeah, girl, get it, get salmonella.
And just like keep like one hand like stopping like one of the two, like just one-handing Bosco away from herself who is trying to take it from her. As he looks back there and looks back over, then that egg is not Whisper's egg.
Nope.
They're like looking around at each of you.
Is there something wrong, Rat?
You
It's
are
probably what you think, yes.
You are
And-
attempting to tell me that that egg had no previous life.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, yes.
That is fascinating.
That's what I thought.
Their eyes go down toward it and then back up toward you. I have always known that the master had used Cherish in their experimentations and would never kill a Cherish. In fact, I am a result of potential use of Cherished DNA and other such things put together. When you say that that egg is new, that is not something I believe has ever been achieved before. The master would have been insufferable if he had achieved that.
It seems a byproduct of whatever happened when Gilgamesh ripped a Heartless out of Whisper, and I guess y'all killing it.
If someone were to do something such as that, they would have achieved something greater than the lord of this land and could easily vie for that throne.
So that means Zarel and I are contestants for kings. I do not wish to rule this world.
I believe if you ever were to make this public and have them believe you, then quite possibly.
What that means, though, is we need to see, I guess, somebody who's smart enough, the doctor's research in order to find a way to recreate the situation.
What's interesting is that he had not noticed this.
A complete accident.
A byproduct of his experimentations.
And likely and I'm going to be very generous here, the interaction between some of us here with it.
Yet
you
it
mentioned
didn't.
Zarel specifically.
Yet it didn't happen whenever you fought Cocklicot.
No.
Not at all.
Was that because Cocklicot was not Cherished then? Perhaps perhaps the experimentations that the master do, if they are performed on Cherish, is the key.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot let them know this.
No, there is a problem with that. The master has already done these experiments on 2 Cherish before.
2 Cherished before.
Yes. I do not know their names, but they were Cherish that have been down in the lower city, a couple of street rats. No pun intended. I'm more of a mouse than a rat.
Would that not be Scout and
Server?
The cat-tailed girl and the horned guy? I don't know what they are.
He's a jackalope.
Jackalope. I wouldn't know. I don't think they said they're animals.
He's some sort of jackalope.
They're a jackalope, and the other's a Necomata.
Yeah.
We did mention it. I just don't think it was in game, but I do remember it being mentioned.
Okay.
Those 2, I don't remember feeling like there were monstrosities trapped inside them.
Maybe that's because they got through with their experimentations and were not deemed a threat.
I thought that weren't they weaker than they should have been? Wasn't that their whole deal? Am I remembering that right?
The only one that would know anything about it would be them. I don't know if there's any other Cherish that they've experimented on, but those 2 I know for sure are
Scythius.
Someone that would have had extremely similar experimentations on them.
Scythius was involved in it somehow because he had Fury before.
Scythius,
In fact,
I believe, would be delighted to know what we've accomplished here.
In fact, on the machine, it even mentioned him. So he was involved in it somehow, but he was definitely never there himself.
The dog Cherish.
Yes.
Looks at the dog ears on the egg.
Please tell me that
Well, it was clearly involved. That Heartless very much did have a lot of dog in it.
No, I'm more meaning you kept referring to her as he. So I was confused.
Oh, we're misgendering her. I'm sorry.
did not know. I've only heard their voice and it sounded very deep. probably because of the armor. That's my fault for assuming. They never said anything of that.
And
I
that's
did.
what we should never assume.
I did immediately whenever I took
Yes.
off their armor, but but no, don't worry about it.
We look at the
I don't-
camera and we all go.
I don't expect you guys to listen to me. It's fine.
Just take this as a lesson for the.
I didn't know she was transgender. Good for her.
It's still. I can't tell with that. I'm looking at it. I can't tell.
Voices.
That could be Byakuya as far as I'm concerned.
I love it too because when you see the head looks a lot smaller than the armor that's around it.
Yeah, it does. It's great.
The head does not look as if it is a head that would fit this body.
I love that so much. It's so great.
He's some fucking stilts. Remember, for Transgender Visibility Week, Ripus is always in your range.
I mean, I suppose they could be identifying as male now, for all I know.
I don't know, actually.
You know, the
Well,
easiest way to know is to ask.
This is very true.
Whatever
But I
makes
will-
whatever makes them happy. They have like the bowl in their hand and they're like spooning like small bits of cheese onto their finger and eating it.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm glad you like that.
Ichigo just looks at his empty spoon.
How Estes and Scythius weren't that close in recent years, right?
Blank 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 said, Muna, you have to be careful. You're still in her range. You're still in Siphius's range. You got to be careful.
Careful with what?
We're playing around.
Don't worry. Smiles.
It's just a joke.
So
You're the only one that I've ever said the Siphius's range do thing. That's why they're talking to you.
So, Scythius and Hestus, have they even interacted these past few years at all?
I have no idea. When it comes to Siphius, they had a falling out with a lot of authority several years back, before I was born. Some kind of great catastrophe they had caused, and they had given up their power as a result.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to ask somebody who knew them at that time to understand more, though.
Do you happen to know anything, Maki?
Of a calamity of sort?
You've been here for a decade.
I don't know. It's not something that I've ever had to really deal with. I do not, just like in the previous world, I do not really go and talk to people much unless I am told to or they catch my interest. So, in a lot of ways, I may know less about this world than even you. I've been sort of doing, like, helping as I've gone around. The wild magic has been making me help nature quite a bit. But in the end, I never have had to worry about messing about with any of the royals or nobles or anything of that. In fact, the wild magic has been keeping me away from them for the most part. The only time that I've even been allowed into this city has been recently, since the Heartless have made their way. Potentially it is because of the prejudices that certain nobles have had with other off-worlders. I believe that they'd even refused the Keyblade builders before.
No matter where we go, the worlds all seem the same. Almost.
I believe I may
worry.
be the only wild mage on this planet.
No wonder you haven't much stuff with like work.
I believe that any other wild mages would most likely be chosen from the planet's original inhabitants, which would mean whoever would have created the Cherished.
Whatever those were. If anything. Well, this has been fascinating, but there's no longer food at this table. He just stands up.
Well, we could always go join the feast.
I do agree. At this point, with everything that has been going on, and now that I know that I don't think you are all planning on hurting me, since you had gotten your device there to track me, if you would not mind, I would like to go and check out this place on my own to see if I can mess about with it and you would know exactly where I am with that thing, correct?
Yes.
Then if you would not mind, I will make my way to Whisper's abode. I do
All
not
right.
really have much use of anything here. I was looking at the cheese for a while that was in that bowl, but it is now gone, so. They start making their way away.
Surely
This
that
is the
a
world's
big-
most desirable, like, 9 out of 20 cheese.
They probably didn't see the flowers. They probably just smelt the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Very-
a giant thing of Parmesan that appeared recently, having a note.
Oh my god.
You guys just look over, you see fucking
Oh,
fucking Park.
Parmesan!
You see Park has shown up here.
What's the guy holding wine?
Oh,
Chew,
God.
chew, go back!
All right. At this point, with you guys getting this information, you guys have gained quite a lot more than you think that is something you can actually do anything with. As you guys
Yeah.
have gone about to collect your food, get your things out of the way, you do find that most of the people who are eating at this point have already ate the majority of what they were planning on doing. Whisper has eaten quite a bit of food and is currently looking as if they're in some kind of a food coma, while still looking as if they are keeping Bosco away from them at arm's length. They have apparently grabbed onto Bosco's shirt, and Bosco is just sitting there like, wake up so I can leave. At this point, more people are just collecting their things, eating their stuff, having a merry time. If there's anything in particular you guys would like to talk to anybody here about, we can. Otherwise, we can move on to you guys potentially getting some more things done, getting your increases to your repertoire, your armory. Also, I did make a thing just very quickly to represent a certain boy. So
what is
I'm
this?
going
Is this not fucking good enough for you?
No, the big smiley face is not.
Unreal. The goddamn
Shit.
ungrateful ass.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to change it. No,
I
no,
love it, though.
don't
You don't have to
remove
get rid of it.
No, no, it's fine. I'll fix it.
I
Look what
just
you've
wanted.
done.
I just wanted to make a. Make a poison. And I get rid of the
Oh,
background
Jesus
because
Christ.
there's no
maybe
way
I'll
this
do a
guy.
single.
There's no way this guy has a back sprite. Yeah, you guys
Oh my
would see like a
God.
little guy there. Yeah.
He looks so neat.
Now take this sad face and Photoshop it onto his face.
They're sad because they didn't get to have our flour cheese.
I am distinctly disappointed that you didn't just take the face that's on the book and put it on the face here.
It'd be really funny.
But then you'd have to make one of the sides a back sprite.
Yeah,
Would you?
exactly.
Like a ghost or something, it's fine.
It looks rather interesting.
I literally just there's no reason behind it. This is like 4 different silhouettes thrown onto one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I have
can see
been literally
Hestus's.
Photoshop creating it. It is not Hestus at all.
I can not even part of it.
Not even part of it.
Really? You have
Wow.
another person with the arm like that?
I have so
No.
many people in that same pose with the arm.
Jesus
You'll
Christ.
be surprised.
That is a default pose that Lindo gives me sometimes.
I thought he had like a cape. I thought he had like an Ezio cape going on
Yeah,
here.
kind of like that,
I-
and there's kind of looking like that. Yeah,
I've
Nice.
drawn this pose a few times too, not gonna lie.
yeah. There might even be one here. Let me look. I mean, there's kind of one looking there with Ragna.
Kinda. It's borderline.
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 No, I mean there's kind of one if we look over at Artemis as well. Kind of one if you look at Rosa. They just have like, you know, the sometimes you gotta put your arm on your hip, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Standing
Side.
poses are hard for variety. Like, oh my god.
Standing-
You
standing
wouldn't-
is
Funnily
hard.
enough, most of the parts I used here were from other games, not from anyone in this game.
That's funny.
Because I didn't want any
Like-
of the silhouettes to like match up with them from the Kingdom Hearts game.
like unless we all decided to do JoJo poses for everyone, I think I do like what we have.
If
that's our next upgrade for Power Rangers. Don't worry.
So like again, this is like not a in stone thing of what they look like, but it is a representation until I get until they go beyond the silhouette form.
Further beyond.
And before
There's-
it's just Lindo. Yeah, I know, right? I just talked to Lindo and Lindo just puts himself in there again.
Aaron.
Who's pulling that now again?
Yeah. But yes, with all that being said, do you guys want to talk to anybody in particular? If you don't, we can just say everybody has a merry old time doing their thing. Fun is had by all. Lots of laughs. We can have flashbacks to it later if you ever want to.
Oh boy, we use those.
One thing I want to do off screen, not on screen, is I want to talk to Maki about wild magic a little bit, just a little knowledge.
We can say that, yeah. It's very simple. The idea is when it comes to wild magic itself, you can essentially ask it to do anything. It's a lot easier to ask it to perform a certain task that you know magic can do, such as asking it to do a fireball or asking it to do this or do that. Like, it's a lot easier to ask it to do a spell than to ask it for like literally anything. And whatever you end up doing with it, the wild magic takes a price from you and then does it. So if it's something like a fireball, for example, it would shoot off a fireball and then take some of your magic or give you a task in return for doing that. Usually that task is something that aids the world in some way. From what Maki will tell you now, every single task that has happened since the Heartless have shown up has been get rid of a Heartless.
There was one time, though, where they asked for a grilled cheese.
Usually before all of this, it has been to help out nature in some way, to divert a river, or to help out like a rare species of plant or animal. It is usually just something that ends up aiding the world as a whole. But that is only if you do big things. If you do small things, it's like, okay, we'll take a little bit of your energy, and then the world causes the thing to happen. They tell you that many worlds out there have them. Most of them just seem to be secretive. They seem to keep to themselves. And if they are ever found, sometimes in worlds of like high magic, a lot of people don't enjoy wild magic. They're like, oh, that's not even really magic then, you piece of shit.
You're just taking extended favors, asshole.
Yeah.
To me, it feels more like you're gaining power from a very introverted god. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel too far-fetched.
And the biggest thing that it would bring up when it comes to the magics themselves is that the magics are governed by 3 books that they hold, that they are not allowed to give to other people. If they do, that person basically becomes another wild mage, because once you have obtained the books, you can never get rid of them. At which point you are basically indebted to the world and have to be a wild mage.
Woo!
Fey
Also, they're
rules.
just jealous of wild mages. They don't get Earth-chan's gaze upon.
Essentially,
Fate.
they have these 3 books. They have the Book of Light's Abundance, the Book of Light's Absence, and the Book of Light's Reflection. They are depicted by a sun, a moon, and a star. And when it comes to these books, everything that are secrets of wild magic, or exactly how to perform wild magic, is written inside, as well as a lot of histories that the wild magic wants you to know. You can burn the books, you can lose the books, someone can steal the books. Literally anything can happen to the books, and you would immediately find them again somewhere.
Oh, there's something that was kind of like that in my world, except that those were known as curses, and they were cursed artifacts. And,
They're pretty bad.
really bad.
Yeah, these are basically curses. But it's fine.
Well, at least it's not Fey flu.
Could you imagine getting a curse that forces you to become a marine biologist, dude?
I technically
Why'd
don't
you
ever
become a
have.
marine biologist?
I technically don't ever have to do anything, but shrugs. I could just sit and wait to die.
Oh, do you think that your wild god? Wait, no, they're not a god, right? They probably wouldn't like random cheese, would they?
They probably would, since they are probably part of the cheese.
That's messed up. Next, you gonna tell me that the water's their blood?
You have to love yourself.
Oh,
The wild magic isn't everything that flows through the world.
oh no, wine was blood for most Christians, right?
The wild magic is not a
Don't worry
god.
about it.
The wild magic has a will, but it does not have a body or a soul.
I mean, the planet's a body.
Well,
Well, I'm
So that's the body.
the way that you can take that is I am indebted to the wild magic, but when I go to another planet, I'm still indebted to the wild magic. So the planet is not the wild magic's body.
Yeah.
This is not the morphing grid.
I mean, they're the one that gave you the thing for the morphing
Fucking
grid.
thing.
I know,
Yeah.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
ask about that, but I'm also like,
She's the Zordon for you, Ibuki.
you
Congrats.
could join in our conversation.
Yeah, you could always ask more
Anyway.
things if you'd like.
Like, what are you doing otherwise? There's no more cheese to chew on, so you're pretty much not doing anything. You're just T-posing until...
oh, hey, I also had that post.
Ugh.
Sorry, I just looked at my character first.
Yeah, but you weren't drawn by them.
I know.
And mine is almost that pose, but I'm more of a teapot, short and spout.
Yeah, there's your handle. There's your
Yes.
spout.
When I get all steamed up, hear me shout.
Ah, it's hot.
No.
Yeah.
Since I have the opportunity, I guess I'll ask about it.
Yeah.
The morpher, I guess you left for us. Thank you for that. It's been indispensable.
Oh, you do not have to thank me. That was something I had to do.
Really?
Yes, whenever I had felt that Gilgamesh's power had made their way to this world, I had asked the wild magic to help me in finding or help me in going toward it. At which point, the wild magic gave me a task to leave or to go and find that item, and then to take it to the place that it was meant to be. Whenever I had completed my task, I was told that that is where you all would be, and that Gilgamesh was there. At which point, the wild magic had given me what it had wanted me to do, in essence making the task my actual thing that I did, and then I had to go and do the payment, which was going and killing Heartless.
That's weird. That's very weird and roundabout.
It hurts sometimes. People sometimes don't understand it, and it's the best I can explain it. That it had to happen that way.
Right.
Yeah, Hades has been pretty chill, but I know some gods that there are some
Not a god.
mages from my other world. Well,
It is not a god.
but
It is literally
I
the force of will of the
understand.
universe.
I understand. I'm just translating to my previous knowledge.
Oh no, of
That
course. If
there-
it helps you to think of it that way, it is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I just say, I lost it. Never mind.
Fantastic.
I'm just
So,
imagining that like anytime you like bring something like that up, it's just like not a god.
Then, when you helped us today and allowed me to access, I guess, even more of that power, or whatever that was. Thank you for that
that's because I have sensed that Gilgamesh's power was waning.
Mm-hmm.
And all of you, of course, you are friends of Gilgamesh, so I wanted to make sure to aid you. It was very helpful, actually, motions over towards Zarel, that Zarel was still up and at them whenever I had found you all. Because that meant that despite even if my magic did something strange, your friend could attempt to aid you in that case. That is
That's
why
good.
I left the decision to use Zarel. Which book that you would like me to use?
Sorry, I was getting on this meeting, now I have a hiccup.
No, it's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I greatly appreciate it. It was, you kind of saved our hides back there.
I did not exactly understand what would happen from me going and intervening. Using the wild magic, I was able to give you all what you needed. Though, if you would have chosen a different book for me to base off the explanation from, potentially different effects would have happened. In the end, I ended up using Gilgamesh's as well as their brother's magic to attempt to do something to the creature, but for some reason, that creature was not like normal Heartlesses. It was not something that I could absorb or destroy with my Dragon Slayer magic. Even though it was basically pure darkness. In the end, I realized it was because it was not entirely pure darkness. There was still some light left within it, which is why I told that to you.
Ah. Well, I also appreciate you told me that.
Well, I think the light.
I got a little
may have
miracle.
been the egg.
I'm scruffing its ears.
Yeah, gotcha. No, I'm playing.
Oh shit!
I'm too young to be a father.
I'm only like a week old in several centuries.
Oh, wait.
Simultaneously.
It's hatching. The egg hatches. Hibiki, I'm trans.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Egg.
Yeah. So, that, since you would be the one that would know, when that happened, did it hurt the power base that I guess the power came from? Every time I did something in that new form that I had gotten, I could hear the calling of that beast, and I didn't know if that meant it was hurting it or not.
Oh,
when it first happened.
I don't know.
Okay.
The wild magic does things through me whenever I do things like that. I just know how to go about it. If I establish a connection with that creature, if it sounded as if it was in pain, it probably was. But I don't think that it would have been.
I wasn't thinking that it was taking my pain or anything. No, I meant the initial thing. It seemed very connected with it.
Light's abundance usually does not work in those ways. I can't say for sure that it wouldn't, because it would all happen the way that the wild magic wanted it to. But it is not probable. It most likely would have just connected you, at which point you would have heard whatever it was doing with you.
Right. Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, there's still something left over after Whisper's been done.
I should probably help Bosco not get caught by her anymore. I should probably try and pry.
Bosco's already took off his shirt.
I see.
He is now shirtless man Wednesday. He is not.
Bosco has already taken off their shirt and returned to where they were eating. Whisper is just conked out, holding on to a shirt.
Incredible.
Let's,
I would ask too.
Let's celebrate. All right.
Let's celebrate.
Right.
Okay. If you guys would like to join the main party of people over here, you definitely can do so. Some of them have unfortunately knocked themselves out.
Oh no.
In different things that we're going about. However, eventually they may wake up. Who's to say? Whisper is probably still exhausted and still suffering from hunger loss, and probably are not going to wake up at least until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think she should be allowed to have as much meal as possible.
After
Well,
throwing
forever.
herself into a food coma.
This is the way that it was meant to be.
You do
I
find every
assume
now and then
she's-
Michelle brings like a piece of food to their mouth and then audibly makes a hum. As he does that, you just eventually see like Abuya go over like, why are you doing that? Oh, it's because you cannot see my mouth. I'm wanting to make sure you all understand I'm eating it.
Yeah, you make like a noise so you know that you're eating. That way you're
Um.
communicating.
I thought you were just strange.
If it bothers you, I can stop.
I did not say that.
Oh,
I just thought you were strange.
I'd like to think that Whisper's still eating the way Luffy like fucking eats, sleeps, sleep eats.
Nah, everything in front of Whisper has been taken care of. They ate mostly raw ingredients that weren't complete yet.
She's gonna be so fucking sick.
It's like looking into a weirdly shaped
You know
mirror.
what? Fae Feasts love her. No, hate her. Oh, no.
That's how she lost her name.
You guys make your way through your dinner with everyone here. It seems that as you are all doing such, that once again, you all sort of feel kind of warm inside. As you guys party it up with your people here that you love, including your good friend Sam.
Sam ever made.
Yeah, our best friend in the
And
whole
whoever-
world.
Can we just meet her in a flashback and just know her name already?
Well, I mean,
For the love
maybe
of
you
God.
guys asked her during all this, and we can flash back to
Yeah.
her later.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's keep it unknown for now.
We're never gonna know. We're never
We're
gonna
never
know.
gonna know.
It'd be really funny if by the end of this game they still didn't have their name on their thing.
Listen, man, I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid having Gilgamesh be literate.
I can't
So
wait to find
let's
out
do
that
find at least. It's weird.
she's some insane reference that we're just not getting.
No.
No, I can't. I
No,
love it.
she's just ripped.
She just
She's
yeah.
ripped. Gutters even.
As you
You know?
guys get yourselves through the night, you guys have that same kind of warm feeling you guys have felt whenever you guys had done your s'moresing before. As this had gone down, I wanted to wait until now to get through all of your guys' rewards for the last couple of encounters you guys have had, because the first thing that I want to give you, in case this changes what you guys want to do with any of the stat points and things you do later, is each and every one of you are going to gain 25 drive.
Hooray!
Oh. Okay.
So for example, you would make your way up to 95 there, Hibiki. You would literally double yours, Muna.
How
Wow.
much drive?
25.
25.
I could reach the mighty 100.
Me too, actually.
There you go.
All right.
No, I could reach the mighty 100 health.
Mighty
Oh,
100
that.
health. Yeah, you could. You go to 125 now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at 70 now, 95. That's cool.
No.
Now that-
There we go, I'm done.
That is what you guys feel like you have gained from being around all of
Fix
your
that.
friends and having a nice time. Wonderful.
I love it when we have a nice time and everyone gets along.
You guys feel as if looking down and about a lot of these guys, again, a piece of darkness has now been sent away from this world. As far as the dark side are concerned, you guys have obtained a new potential friend in Maki, who is currently eyeing every bit of the food that is there. You do find that now that Michelle has their own body and is able to go about you and actually be a part of a lot of these conversations and being able to chat around with a lot of you guys. And again,
We all ate some dog shit cheese together.
you ate some dog shit cheese together.
I like to imagine he came over at some point, got some of the cheese, made a face we couldn't see, and left.
It's
Meanwhile,
one of-
I
so
don't
these-
think it was dog shit. I
It's one
think
of
it was
the,
super mediocre.
It's one of the perks of not having to show my face. I don't have to make anyone feel bad about anything they made.
You know, That was true until you said that out loud in front of our faces.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be in a thought bubble.
What is a thought?
It wasn't.
No, he does not say that.
Just a fucking destroyed point. It wasn't.
It wasn't in a thought bubble.
I don't want to have the bond of light anymore. I want to go to the darkness.
You guys will also gain from the fight with Whisper the first time, because you guys did fight with Whisper one time. Because you did not actually defeat Whisper in that sense, you will only be gaining 1 stat point. Allow me to give it to you all. Boop. Boop. I would hold off on putting things down if I were you. Boop. Boop.
Noted.
As you
I'm
guys will
gonna
get
put
your
it on
1
the
stat
pizza
point, you will
plate.
also be able to remove one of your squares.
Gee, I wonder which
Square.
one.
Yay!
You can remove a single square. We will start with Hibiki.
That one.
I'm gonna remove this square. Let me go ahead and see if this square is special or not. It was not.
Yeah, I doubted that it was.
No, you got a line.
New space.
New space.
You might need it for things later.
For pants.
Pants would probably not fit in that. So we're gonna go to Muna.
Skinny G.
Muna's gonna get rid of this
Real
one.
skinny jeans.
As you get rid of that one, we will see if it was anything special. It was not.
Hey, bored? I need more magic, please. Please give me the magic squares, you stupid thing. Please.
Imagine if like all of the last bits of like your things you could ever get are magic and you just keep missing them to like the last bit.
It's like mind sweep. It's
I'm
like
gonna be so
anti-mind sweeper.
mad.
Which one are you gonna get rid of, Zarel? This one there? Bloop.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and see if it was anything special.
Huh?
Nothing.
Rip.
Oh.
So far, no whammies.
And Gilgimu.
I mean, it's all whammies.
As if it's a fucking surprise.
I like how orderly you've been with yours.
Gilgamesh, I thought, how would Gilgamesh unlock it?
Nothing.
Orderly.
Now that you guys have got
Straight
that,
lines.
in order for us to clearly quantify what had happened here, I'm going to assume that the entirety of the fight was not only just the Hellhound, but also it was the fight with our good boy Hestus. That way I can give you guys all the same rewards.
They're being quantified as a bonus.
Oh yeah, it was. Don't worry. You still
Yay.
have to defeat him.
Man!
You should be glad you're alive.
No, fuck you, no, fuck you.
You should have went after the thing I put in front of you instead.
Think how sick the reward is gonna be after we kill him, though.
You're gonna get the world's sickest sword.
We're gonna get our materials for
You
ultimate weapons.
you
don't worry.
completely
We're gonna get
bypassed.
the Kringle fucker, dude.
You completely bypassed the boss I actually gave you.
It was super hype though.
It was
You got
really good.
information and junk.
You got
So it's
you
fine.
got really good shit by doing what you did. But I am
Yeah.
not gonna consider your fate card done yet until you defeat him.
Don't make me do it alone, though. Let the alone
You don't
part
have-
already be
You don't have to do it
passed.
alone.
Cool.
We can all be there and make out.
However,
You got a stickman with you.
upon getting rid of the Hellhound, as well as surviving your encounter with Hestus, I'm gonna be giving you guys another stat point.
Yeah.
Well, I know where that's going.
And there we go.
Yay.
As well, another one of the things will be removed.
Swear.
That one.
That one?
That one.
Take it.
Man up, man up, man up, man up, man up, man up.
Man up.
Please, I don't want 5
Health.
stars.
Hey!
Square!
You
I
can
mean,
choose another square.
That one.
Man up,
Square,
man
square,
up,
square,
man
square.
up, man up, man up, man up, man up, man up. Aw.
Yay!
Sure.
But you got another square. We're gonna move it over here to the square hole.
We're slowly but surely.
How many were there of these? Are there only 4? Are there more than 4?
Who knows?
Okay. I feel like you would say.
You can only decide by looking over at everybody else's and seeing what they have, because everybody has the same things.
Yeah.
Muna, you can choose another square.
It's like Battleship.
Okay. This one.
Nothing. But you got the zone.
The zone.
You
Get in the
now
zone.
entered the zone.
Let me into my zone. What are you doing?
Don't let me into my zone.
Don't let me into my zone.
Zone.
See this zone over here? That's my zone.
I'm definitely in my zone.
You see
Nothing.
You see this zone?
Nothing.
This is my
But you
favorite.
got stuff. You got stuff open.
All right, keep going, boy. Let's see it.
And Gilgamesh. I wonder which one.
I hope all of these in the line are just all squares. Oh. But hey, more room for pants.
No
More room
cocaine
for
land
pants.
for you.
More room for
More room for
More
pants. More room
more-
for. I'm definitely in my pants.
And the final thing you guys will be getting,
You can fit
Don't
that.
let me into my
because you
pants.
guys had lit a lighthouse.
Yeah.
I keep telling you not to put them down yet. You're
We're
also
getting
going to
more
be gaining
demons.
one more stat point.
Yeah. Big
And now
upgrades.
that you have done this, which is why I was asking you to wait, you can also put things into your stats up to 7.
We've achieved 7.
Maybe I should finally
It's not
increase my
really
strength so I can start landing more than 2 hits as this game goes
Do it.
along.
Do it.
Was
You
I
won't.
even going to change it?
Do it. You won't.
There. Willpower is now 7.
Remember, if you guys power up any of your stats between resilience, experience, and low power, or willpower, if that's what you have, then you can tell me so I can add more stuff to you.
Yes, I put all 3 stats into willpower, so that's 7.
Gain 15 drive.
Hell yeah.
I have 2 lil power.
You put 2 into lil power.
I think just 1.
Okay, that's what I need to know. You put 1 into lil power,
Yeah, 1 in there and 1 in experience.
then gain 10 drive. Also remember, you guys can split your drive and health amongst different things. So if you did just get that 25 and now just whatever else I'm giving you here, you could either make that into your shield or your health. That being said, what about you, Zarel? Did you put anything into
I
your...
put 1 in resilience and 2 in strength.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I want to finally start hitting DCs again.
How many did you put in resilience?
Just 1.
Just 1? Okay, give yourself 5 onto your drive.
Yeah.
And Gilgamesh.
Thinking. But 1 in strength, because obviously.
You technically can go 1 more beyond strength because that's the one you have the extra stat into. Yeah, anything that has your pluses, you can go 1 beyond. So, for example, if Hibiki wanted to, Hibiki could go into technically 8 agility or 8 willpower at this point.
Wow.
It's doing a weird thing with the drive.
What?
We never did fix our legs. One day we'll fix our legs.
Because every time I try to change the max of one of these 2, it turns it into a 9, and it has a little black space in between.
Max HP, what do you want it to be?
I think I want it to be 80.
80. There you go.
I think.
He does that.
What?
It turned it into 29 shield,
Oh, that's weird.
and there's a dark thing there.
Interesting.
That shouldn't be happening.
30. Yeah, no, it's doing that. I guess you only have 29 shield. Until we get that fixed.
Congratulations.
What the fuck?
And the only way that it
Until Lily fixes it, you only have 29 shield.
like, the only way it fixes is if I put it back up to 100 HP.
Try 111 and see if that helps.
Wait, try 111 drive.
If you tried popping,
I don't think it helped.
Go back to 110.
God, remember how AC's calculated? It's like
Yeah.
8 plus
Yeah,
half.
we'll get that too.
What the fuck? Why is it just 110?
well,
Funny part is now it's 81 health and 28 shield.
That's fine.
Right when it was 111. Okay, I need to test something. Hold on.
I love the
like big
video of
numbers.
flames.
It only does it with 110. What the fuck?
Well, sucks to suck.
That's fine. Yeah, whatever. You're.
Oh well.
Wait. I'm noticing a pattern.
We'll fix
Hold
it
on.
later. Go back to what you had. That way we don't forget it.
I remember. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll fix it after stuff.
I don't think I can fix it. I think it's just a weird glitch.
We'll worry about it later. Is mainly the issue here.
Yeah.
But yes, when it comes to your AC, I believe that we have it as 8 plus your highest stat among resilience, experience, willpower. So for you,
Okay.
it would be 16 just off of your resilience being at an 8. However, you also have to add your ACs from your keychain. So you would have 18 currently.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Gilgamesh, did you
I
gain
don't want to.
anything?
I think I'm just deciding here.
Horrifying things to know considering Zarel's constantly naked.
I think one more magic.
Hell yeah.
There we go. 8 strength and 3 magic. Let's go. I'm getting
I-
back
Yeah,
to my old
baby.
build.
Did I hurt you too much today, Gilgamesh?
Shut your fucking mouth.
Hibiki,
It's the next circle.
We need to update your next circle, and it's just gonna be a sad face.
Hibiki, with your new one now being 7, you are going to be at, with 8 plus 7. Ooh, that's going to be 15.
Yay.
And I don't think you have any extra AC increasing things.
No, not yet.
No.
Also, my jewel dagger did get destroyed.
Yes, we still have to make that.
Yeah.
But yes, everybody else should be basically the same. Except no, you have a 2 now with yours, Muna, so you should have 10 AC. Congratulations.
Congratulations! Yeah, baby!
Fun. Now that you guys have gained all of those things, look at your guys' space that you have left in your
Gilgamesh
squares.
could hit you on it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at all the
Yeah.
space you guys have now with your stuff. You guys have such good space allotment. It's gonna be, you have so much to do. It's
So
gonna be
much room
fun.
for activities.
So much room for activities.
I love activities.
As the night will pass, you guys having different conversations and adventures with everyone here that we will definitely call back to later at different points in the game. You would all make your ways to your different areas of sleep. You would find that as Maki would go to sleep, she would literally, in front of everyone, including the being that is in charge of this fucking place, would just be like, all right, I will go to sleep, walks around like toward like the place away from all of you. A portal of darkness appears in front of them and they walk through it.
Alright, I'm out.
No, she's chill. She's chill.
Why can't I do it?
I do get that.
But yes, throughout the rest of everything, you guys would make your ways to your different areas of rest. You would be able to think back on the things that had happened with all of you today. However, let me get some more moody music here real quick. Needs to be like super moody. Come at me, Atlas. Anyway, that night, as you guys will go about resting, I would like for the four of you to roll me for your willpower.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Whatever will I do with my 7 willpower?
Hoping that one.
Fuck you.
He's like, that one, do it.
Fuck you. I just take that one, not with what I have.
I don't like that number. I don't want that.
17 total.
That's better. 14.
17, 14, 25 from Hibiki. Muna.
It's more than that.
Muna, go ahead and roll.
I'm sorry.
I said.
I'm sorry. 13.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you got the H, yeah.
32.
What'd you get,
Yeah.
Muna?
18.
18.
Gotta
the
get
lowest
my
would
mic
be Gilgamesh.
closer to my mouth.
The lowest would be Gilgamesh, and the second lowest would be Zarel, correct?
Looks like it.
It would seem so, yeah.
It's interesting that it's the two of you. Muna and Hibiki. You guys
that's what they
would
said.
feel that as you guys are resting, there is a strange sound throughout the place.
What is that?
As the two of you would wake yourselves up and look about the central hall, most people have moved on from the center of this place. Most people have gone off to rest in whatever situations they had deemed that they would. But you all hear a certain melody coming from this place.
We gotta move. Sorry.
It's, you always think the worst of everything.
Had a feeling.
Yeah, I think we should start passing.
You guys would hear the same melody that you had heard before from a music box way back in that day.
Yep.
As you would hear this, from what I remember, Hibiki, you stay outside in the area where Bosco and his father are.
Yeah.
And from what I remember from you, Muna, you stay off in the corner over here in the library.
Yeah.
The two of you would make yourselves coming down and out from this place until you would find the melody seems to be coming from the far end of the hall here. It seems to be coming from Michelle.
Kind of gives a sigh. Well, you are waking people up. Is everything okay?
He looks back. You note that in front of him, he seems to have his hands outstretched, and it does look as if his fingers are moving as if he is playing a piano. However, as soon as you all make your way there, he does seem to somewhat stop and look back toward all of you. Sorry, I didn't realize I was playing that loud. I keep forgetting that despite everything I'm no longer incorporeal, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that the day winding had been rather beautiful, so...
Oh.
Thank you.
Well,
But
it doesn't look like you woke everyone up, so
I can't
it's
say.
not the worst.
I also don't think it was that loud because I said I didn't really hear it, but I felt something while I was outside. And I came in to check on what was going on. I guess that song has some kind of power behind it.
It is a favorite song among the kingdom, that's for sure. I suppose that since this is the first time I've had my body back, I kind of went back into my old habits. I used to play this song for different people, including
Like
the lord of this place. So as all of you have mentioned to me earlier, that there is a chance that that lord is not the one that put me into this predicament, I felt a little nostalgic.
He still listens to it.
Of course he does. He loves this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's
He had it when he had like a music box with it when we first met him.
it's a love the two of us do share. I was not the one who originated that, if that's what you're wondering currently.
No, it seems like it's a constant throughout the worlds.
Lord Akron,
So it is something important.
Lord Akron, from what I understand, was always adored by the people of this world. I'm not entirely sure exactly how or why he had such admiration for the people who came to him. But in the end, that adoration was both a blessing and a curse. He would keep himself away from those who were bringing themselves to him, and in a lot of ways would only share things that he loved among those he truly trusted, called friends at one point. So my thought recently now was, why did he share that with me? If he was just going to betray me as he did. I suppose I was going to do it first. With the information I found from him, I was going to definitely bring it up with some people, because it just seemed very shady, I guess is the best way I can put it. We never saw eye to eye on certain aspects. One of them was how to deal with certain things beyond our control. I felt there wasn't anything beyond the control that he could do. If he willed it, he could do anything. Wipe out any sort of crime, injustice, any kind of window that would leave darkness to fill that hole. He could increase the love that people would be here for, not only himself, but for their fellow people around them. People will be safe, they will be happy, and hopefully, in the end, this world will be filled with light.
Myrna looks a little uncomfortable.
He was worried, however, that a show of force like that would keep people away from him. It would show them that he was beyond what they could even hope to control, that pulling back that shroud would cause no one to want to get close to him again, and he was scared of that.
Seems he's still trying very hard to keep up that idea. He nearly, as we mentioned, lost it in order to go after Kakaka himself. But that would have definitely destroyed any evidence of what we found within. Seems he's more afraid of how people see him than what he does with his power.
I understand why he hesitates, and I understand why many would hesitate. It's a slippery slope to take full control. For those who have that kind of power, they would have to be a grand person to not let that power go to their heads. They would have to be a person of complete and utter selfishness, or selflessness, not selfishness, of complete and utter selflessness to not let it control them, to do what is truly right for people around them.
Not only that, but they also have to be able to evolve, because crime, though some will always be evil things. There are some things considered crimes that aren't necessarily. They
Oh.
kind of fidget as they say that.
I do not mean petty crime. That is not something that I wish on anyone. Again, perhaps I didn't explain myself correctly to them. Perhaps they also thought like you, Muna, that I wanted to basically bleach this world white. That wasn't my intention.
Not necessarily. It's just that... What do you think are petty crimes? Well, one might be raised to consider something a crime that isn't.
That was his thought. His thought was that this world has many people who come from far-off worlds. Those who were not raised with our customs, those who were not raised to know our versions of right and wrong and would have their own thoughts of it. In the end, we didn't see eye to eye, and as I said, I understand his side of things. I understand why somebody with the power that we wielded as people who were in charge of this world, as people who were under him, as people who were forced to sit and listen to all of the problems of the people who are about, knowing that there's something potentially we could do about it. I knew that was our burden. And in the end, I gave that to him. In the end, his will and his thoughts were stronger than mine. And while it was a shock, I accepted it. But then I learned that he was lying. I learned that perhaps certain thoughts he had were for other reasons than just selflessness. If he was lying about something as inconsequential as being a cherish, why was he doing that? If there was something else going on, I have thought about this for 40 years, Muna. There are so many maybes that have gone through my head as to why he could have done it. None of them feel like they should have been for me to be in prison for this long.
In a way that would kill you, leaving only your knowledge behind.
I
It
thought
makes
we were
no
partners
sense.
in this. That is what I always been led to believe. He looks like he sits down.
Speaking of, any pain come back yet? Or is it still numb?
Still numb. But I can sort of pretend as if I feel it.
Mm.
If that makes any sense, I can kind of fake it until I make it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
How much do you remember?
A fair amount. I can't say that all my memories are completely stable. Since being locked here for 40 years, having all of it shredded away from me, and because I'm no longer a book, unfortunately I can't go through them and read them all as I could have had people do before, but I remember most, I believe. But as much as I can remember, the more I cannot imagine the one in front of me was Hestus. Could I really be so blind, if that is the case?
A big thing that we've found today was that for Gilgamesh, he could smell the difference between Estes and Akron. Apparently, it was the blood that he could smell.
Blood.
It seemed that blade of his.
What blood?
His sword?
A sword that stinks of blood.
Seems, at least that's what I believe that's what Gilgamesh said, right?
Yep.
A while back, yeah.
He's got a nose for that.
I've never known him to hold such a thing.
Never.
Never.
Could you think of any weapon in the world that it could have been then? Is that even familiar?
There are legends of many different types of weapons out there, and even then it could have came from off-world, or maybe it was forged. I could scour my memories, I could meditate on it, try to see if I can think of anything, but that is odd. I've never known him to even need a weapon. Especially a blade. Lord Akron, more than anything, is a powerful dragon. In that respect, if he ever needed to do anything physically, he could just become a dragon. If he ever needed to do anything else, he would just cast a spell. I've never known him to need a sword.
Weird.
It's interesting. Something I haven't thought of.
Yes?
This place. This place was selected to be where you're sealed, correct?
Yes. It is because of the function of this place. I believe I've mentioned to you that each area that houses one of these beacons have a separate function.
No, of course, but it's interesting it's in a place that was sealed by a prophecy. I wonder, did he expect the door to open?
The only one who would know that is my warden, unfortunately. And she is off exploring other places at the moment.
There's definitely a lot of mysteries, and I don't have 40 years to think about it, so I'm not going to give too many what-if scenarios, but perhaps there is a chance it's... No. It would be strange, to be sure, but what if it's less of a trail than it seems?
You think he might have meant me to do something else here?
Perhaps. Though it's just a guess.
I guess it is because
Again.
of my actions that you are all brought here. That is
That's
really the only thing I've done since being here, however.
I guess to me, it depends on if they expected the doors to open. There were hints of Heartless even before we came. So,
It would be questions for him if you ever talk to him again.
indeed.
I'm, again, sorry for waking you all up. I had actually planned on attempting to sleep after I was done. I'm not even sure if I can.
I don't think I can either, now that I have so many hypotheticals in my head.
I was more worried if I physically could. But I do think I'm going to try.
Would you mind if I try sleeping close by? I'll have to go by the statue so I don't see the light too brightly, but
Oh, that light's mostly gone.
okay.
Yeah, this swirl of fucking like things in the center is mostly gone. Any sort of light is like very like kind of coming off of him.
I'll sleep by this statue then.
Go ahead. Anything here is of your use. If you need anything and I'm still awake, just call out for me. What of you, Hibiki? Interesting. I didn't think it bent that way either.
Personally, I think my politics make me think you're evil.
I didn't realize Hibiki was so evil, so maniacal. He said BRB, so we're just gonna assume that Hibiki goes back to bed.
Hibiki, what's your opinion on Joe Biden?
Yeah, oh no!
Michelle, talk your-
I'm sorry, I was listening in.
Hibiki, what's your opinion on Joe Biden?
No, what of you, Hibiki? Are you going to try to go back to sleep?
I think I'll try, yeah.
Then I'll try to lay here. You see him as he goes to sit down next to where the statue is. He pulls out a book that looks very similar to the book he was before, but as you look to it, most of its pages seem to be blank. I'll meditate here, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep.
Okay. And if there's anything that you could remember or anything, even if it's troubling, you know you can trust us, right?
You all have proven time and time again that I can. Just one more
Good.
of these lighthouses lit, and perhaps I could even just, I don't know, take a load off of all of you for a bit. I was a powerful scholar in my time, after all.
Can you come here for a second?
Okay, Muna.
You just see him
sorry,
lean back against, just start looking as if he begins to meditate / read the blank pages.
Hell.
Going to get a little out of your shot. Well, not a little.
I mean, we
out
could
of
also just go over to the next room.
A whole lot of out of earshot.
Yeah. So I do think we have to talk to them about their side of the story. But what I'm worried about is I don't think we should mention how free they've become. If it was a betrayal, then it could mean a lot of trouble. So we're gonna have to dance around the topic a little bit. Not lie, but I hope you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying. But I also feel like if it's Zarel, if he still has that weird connection with him, it might be fine. He was really interested in Zarel, so if... Or are you not talking about Akron?
You're talking about Akron, yeah, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I understand everything that's happened with this situation. But as long as Akron's not some huge monster underneath everything, I can only hope that it works out.
I don't think there's a monster. However, what I worry is that the personal relationships between the two. Well, let me put it this way. If I went to a stranger, I'd be able to be calm and collected and think of things as rational as I could, because with a stranger, nothing to worry about. But if I felt any of you were hurting...
I put a message in chat in case anybody needs to see it. Keep going.
What?
It's getting late, so I put a message in chat saying if anybody needs to go, they can.
Okay.
But what if you want to listen? I'm
You
just
can,
fucking
I'm
sitting
just-
here, honk schno.
You can. I just wanted to make sure because I know that we are way past time for you to want to leave. So I just wanted to give you the option to make sure you understand.
Okay.
Okay.
I
keep
want to
going.
hear the gossip.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll be quicker. To put it simply, I think they'd be rational as long as I think they'll be rational, but if they sealed them for a reason, it'd be like if someone tried to hurt you, you, Zarel, or Gilgamesh in front of me. It's that personal touch that someone with power can be really scary with. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Let's make sure that they are on good terms. We need to see their side of the story before we even mention that we are companions with them.
But how? We
Talking
don't
to
have
them.
any.
You could also
he's
ask your
gonna
friend.
far-
You could also ask your friends for any input they might have tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can sleep on it, just I don't think it's gonna be as simple as, hey, we talked to them. Well, we could probably say that, but we talked to them, they're in our body now, and they've been playing music. You know, I just don't know how good they'll be.
Right. Let's sleep on it, think of some more options, and talk to the others. I'm surprised they didn't wake up from it if we did.
It wasn't that loud, I was just bothering him.
Poking fun and all that, I get you. Then we'll do more tomorrow. Good night, Muna.
Good night. And I hope we can trust them.
With you guys making your ways back toward wherever it is you wish to go. If you want to make your way back toward the statue to sleep, or if you want to go anywhere else like that, you can definitely do so.
Go to the statue to sleep because I said I was.
You will take note, Muna, that when you return, looking over toward where Michel is, he said that he was going to attempt to meditate and maybe see if he could sleep. However, you do note that in his sitting position, he is basically laid out, and it looks like the book he was reading, quote unquote, is open on his chest. Again, blank pages, can't really see much of anything anyway. It does look as if as soon as he attempted to relax, he fell asleep. As he sleeps for the first time in probably 40 years. As you guys make your way off in different directions, we are going to very quickly make our way to the other group. By very quickly, I mean we're going to say what happened with these. Because Zarel and Gilgamesh, with your different things that had happened with you all today, and with everything going on with you, as you guys went off into a somewhat uneasy, potentially sleep, you also hear a sound. It is instead that you hear this sound. Completely surrounded by a dark void around the two of you. As you hear this, looking out and about, trying to check on your surroundings, you do find in front of you not Michel, but you see a different person playing a piano. As the two of you go off into your sleep, stepping out toward where the sound is coming from, you guys briefly see in front of you Lord Akron.
Uh-oh.
Lord Akron playing this music, staring forward, away from the darkness, completely in a very secluded void about the area. And as the two of you recognize Lord Akron to be in front of you, and as you take your steps toward them, the figure does look as if it slightly turns in your direction, as if acknowledging that you're there, showing that perhaps this isn't your normal dream. Until next time.
Until next.
Woo!
This will be fun.
I can't wait for us to get to talk. Good night.
Good night.
You're gonna reveal
Yeah.
everything to him.
I thought it was really
Okay.
funny that out of all of them, Gilgamesh was one of the ones that got here, because it's like I've already said so many things to Gilgamesh today.
Now I get to be here. Cool.
Before we say too many more things on the recording, because we're probably going to talk about stuff a little bit after the recording, we're going to end the recording right here. If you feel that's unfair, show up at the streams or watch the VODs on the Twitch. That being said, hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And until next time, like always, later days.
Bye.
Bye-bye.